We're actually going to kickstart. So we've been talking about NIST cybersecurity framework. We've come a long way from day 1, day 2, and now we are here in day 3. It's not easy. Give everyone should give yourself a round of applause. It has not been easy swallowing everything and digesting it and coming back to give out something again when asked, okay, what do you get from the last class? It has been lovely. But hopefully we actually continue with this energy and take it to the end of this training. We've been speaking on cybersecurity and we spoke about the frameworks. My colleague last week took us through the governance, identify, and protect. And I'm actually going to take us through detect, response, and recover. As I said, we actually have 5 core frameworks, where we have identify, protect, detect, response, and recover. But today's main focus is going to be on detect, respond, recover, and an extra on cybersecurity. We spoke a lot about cybersecurity from our CIA, confidential, integrity, and availability. We spoke a lot to phishing, ransomware. We've gone far. We've dived into some certain things. We've kept our leg in some certain waters already. But then just to round it up on this NIST framework, today's actually going to be the ending of we talking about this NIST framework since we started since the first day of this class. Our core objective, what are we actually going to talk about today? What are the things we're actually going to put our feet inside? What are the things we're actually going to get from today's lesson? Firstly, we're actually going to explain how to detect incidents using logs, alerts, and anomalies. Teach response, contentment, communication, and escalation. Then we have recovery. We have restoration, business continuity, and the lesson we've learned. So from the beginning of governance down to recover, we should actually have learned some certain lessons, some things we need to put in place, and things we need to act on, what is required of us to do, both as an individual and as an organization. Then we have the last one. We're actually going to provide cybersecurity fundamental relevant to detect and response. So we're actually going to now streamline a little bit just to detect and response. Kickstarting it first with detect. I know from the word detect, we are actually having an idea. You can say, if we read and watch action movie for me, we can know when we say detector. So I think there's this thing that goes online where we say we detect lies, they actually detect like someone is telling the truth or saying a lie about something. So from the word detect, we actually know what it means. Before I actually go down into today's one, last week when my colleague spoke about a certain part where she gave an example of you having a wonderful compound with a mango fruit in it and you having a building inside, but then your door knocker is not working, then your gas is about to explode and you don't have a wonderful gate guiding your house. I took that example to bring in today's classes that because that example, it's streamlining to we people can relate to it if you're not actually in the IT field directly. So as a normal person, you can still relate to this example. And you as someone who has been in this field can also relate to this example. Where she said that there's the gate to the compound is not well functioning, but then there's a wonderful mango fruit inside that compound. Then inside the house is made of gold, but then the door knocker is not working. And then the gas cylinder there is not in good shape. I'm going to use that example today to explain some certain things because that example is actually a wonderful example. When you actually come into someone's compound that has actually not been gated well, you can actually steal the fruit. That's one. If secondly, the door knock is not actually working functioning. That means anyone can enter the house and take up anything without anyone holding anyone accountable. So you can walk into the house, pick up anything that's wonderful to your eyes, maybe the gold chandelier that is there, and you will step out. No one is going to confront you. No one is going to hold you at ransom. Even someone is going to confront you, it can't be that much because of you entered freely. It's not as if the door was locked. It's not like the gate was locked. Excuse me. So you can actually come into the compound first and pick up fruit without anyone holding you, because there's naturally no a wonderful gate there. You can actually now from the compound move into the house, enter the house and pick up one or two things. You might actually get faced there, but then the door is not strong. You can actually just open the door and move in without no one even questioning you that, oh, please, how can I help you? What are you looking for? What do you need from us? Who are you here to see? Then you pick up one or two things. Maybe in the process of you picking up one or two things, someone should be like, who are you? What are you doing in our house? And how did you come in? That's when, like, I can say a question now comes out. So now, we've explained from last week, you identify, you protect. When she spoke about you now putting the right measurements in place to protect certain things from occurring again. So now I'm here to talk about dictates. Now moving to dictates. Firstly, in simple terms, dictate is actually you ensuring that your organization or your compound has the right tools, right process, or visibility to know when something is fishy, is suspicious, or is malicious and is happening around you or happening to your system or network. I don't know if we get that. This is just you ensuring that there are right processes in place, the visibility is in place, and the right tools are in place that helps you notice when something is suspicious, something is malicious, or something malicious is happening around you or within your system or your network. So for detect, to actually identifying cybersecurity events through monitoring and analyzing things. Now, if there's actually, back to the example, there's actually a wonderful gate blocking the compound. There's actually a wonderful gate that fences the house. As after fencing, there's a wonderful gate there that before you even can do anything, you have to press the button outside and it rings, give them a signal inside that, oh, someone is at the gate. Then from in your house, you actually, with the way technology is now, you actually ask, who is there? And you can actually see the person outside your gate standing. And you can say, oh, this person, I know you. Or you can ask, please, who are you? Who are you looking for? And how we can help you, or how can we help you? Now, because of you kept the right gate in front of your house, you can actually detect who is outside there knocking your door, or who is outside there trying to look for something. But let's now say, okay, you don't actually have the right measurements in place. There's no wonderful gate in front of your house, but then your door is actually the advanced door we use, the advanced technology doors that are actually in vogue now. And let's just say someone comes into your compound, they've been taking your wonderful mangoes, they've jumped into your compound, they have free passage at your compound, they've been stealing your mangoes, but then you actually just overlook certain things. But then now coming into your home, your house, but fortunately for the person, there's actually a wonderful technology-based door blocking your house from intruders. Before the person can come in, obviously the person will have to knock. And you as an individual, you're going to check and say, oh, who is it? Who are you? How can I help you? Who are you looking for? Now you are dictating who is out there, what they are looking for. You're putting the right measurements in place so that when suspicious activities occurs, or when someone's trying to intrude certain things or intrude your privacy, you know, you are notified, because the person have to knock first. They can't come into your house. Even while putting the pin, it's going to show incorrect pin. And maybe if you try the pin more than 3 times, the alarm goes off. The house alarm goes off and everyone in the house is notified. So now you dictating, The purpose of this is actually you identifying potential threat on time. So when a threat occurs, the tech just help you identify them on time because the right measurement is in place and you are always analyzing things. So if any threat is coming, let's say like a phishing activity is going on, you get notified immediately because of the right tools are in place. One, the right processes are in place, and visibility too is in place. So now, the categories that we have for detect, they're actually just two categories there. We have continuous monitoring and you identifying an event. So there's actually just two things there where we have continuous monitoring and you trying to identify an event. For this, the purpose and description of this is that continuous monitoring observe information security and assets to identify cybersecurity events and verify the effectiveness of protective measure. As I said, continuous things, you actually have certain protection measurements in place. And for the analysis aspects, where we have detect and analyze unusual activities or events, so to understand the potential impact that it might result to maybe a legitimate incident or it might not be a legitimate incident. So there are two types of incidents. We have the legitimate incident and we have some incidents that are actually not legitimate, in which where someone, I'll give an example for this legitimate and illegitimate incident. So now for an illegitimate incident where we have everyone are meant to log into a system by 8 a.m. and log out by, okay, people are meant to log into the system with a certain range of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But all of a sudden, around 2 p.m. with a location showing at Russia, trying to log into a system by 2 p.m. You know that that's actually is obviously an incident, but it's actually an illegitimate incident, and the person logs out at the ending because it's not in your work time frame, and it's actually from another a location, another place entirely. We're talking something in Lagos and you're talking something in Russia. So that's actually an illegitimate incident. But legitimate incident is that when someone tries to log into a system, you've tried logging into a system 500 times, and all of a sudden, it's entered. They could penetrate into that system. That's actually a legitimate incident because they've tried a lot of attempts, and at the ending, it worked out. They could get access to that system. That's actually one example of a legitimate incident. You've tried it so many times, but at the same time, it went in. It worked out. That way, those are type of incidents we categorize as legitimate incidents. Moving to now, we're actually going to talk about the main things under. We're actually going to talk about the categories under it, and it helps us identify and helps us know what to do at the right time with the right people and at the right place. So for communication, for continuous monitoring, in the sentence, in the word continuous monitoring, it's obvious stating to that something is going on in a circular motion. It's going on round and round and round and round. There is not too much break in it. It's continuous. There is not stop. It's not we do it quarterly, we do it annually, we do it once in a week, we do it 2 hours in a day, we do it once a day, we do it maybe twice in a month. No, we're talking about something you do regularly, continuous. It's not stopping. It's going around. As now we say, it's in a circular motion. There is no stopping. There are things in place, there are procedures in place, there are tools in place that helps with this. So for what is continuous monitoring? This is actually when your system are being watched on a regular basis. So now we streamline into the IT base, to the IT field, to cybersecurity. And for an organization who deals with people's data, people's information, you ensure that these things are being monitored. They are being watched on a regular basis. Your systems, your server, they are always watched. So now, I'm not meaning human beings should sit down and start watching system. No, but there are tools in place that you can use to see and to monitor things. The purpose of this continuous monitoring is that it maintains real-time awareness so that when something occurs, you will know. If someone is trying to tamper into your system, an alert is being sent that, oh, warning, 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 someone is trying to log into our system. Now, I'm not saying it's human being that is checking this, but with the tools in place, signals are being sent out. So the purpose of this continuous monitoring ensures that a real-time awareness is done. Detect threats and unauthorized activities quickly. So when there's a threat or unauthorized activity is going on, you are being detected immediately. You are being notified immediately. It verifies security controls and protections are working as intended. Continuous monitoring. So when something goes wrong, you will know because you are always checking these things out on a regular basis. If something stops working as it's meant to work or as it's meant to function, you are actually notified. You will notice certain things. Okay, today, oh, this thing noticed certain thing. Why is it today? It's not showing this update. Or maybe the tool you are using on a regular basis, every day, it gives you updates. Okay, 10 people logged in today, 15 people logged in today, one person just logged out. But you came into there and resumed work, I noticed that it's not giving you notification of 10 people logged in, 5 people logged in, one person logged out. It helps you identify things immediately and how things are intended to work. To provide data for incident response, risk management, and compliance. See, it provides data for incident response. If certain things have occurred before and you put in the right measurements in place, you will know how to respond to that incident when it happens again. So now, if someone comes in to your compound, as I said before, there was no maybe you didn't actually put in a wonderful gate there, and someone comes into the compound and knocked your door, but then because of you are using a wonderful security door, you should actually confront the person. Now, because that kind of thing has occurred before, intellectually you are told that, oh, for this to occur, for someone to walk into my compound and knock my door, it means that there is no right security in front of your house. There's no right security in your compound. There's no the security you are using to safeguard your compound is not well put together. So now you know that, oh, for me to respond to this kind of incident from not occurring again, I need to get a functioning gate that can identify things for me and detect things for me. It helps you minimize risk management. Nobody's coming in again to steal your mango, or nobody's walking in straight into your compound and knocking your door. That has minimized risk. And compliance efforts. It shows that you're actually following the right thing. People will comply to whatever rules you've kept down. That, okay, without you pressing the button at the gates, you can't come in. Now, how it works, how continuous monitoring works. There are actually 5 ways of it working. We have 1, data collection, analysis, correlation, alerting, and verification. For data collection, this is actually you continuously collecting. This is actually a continuous collection of logs from your server, from your framework and endpoints, or cloud security. So now, whatever you are using, you are ensuring that you are collecting data. You are collecting logs. Logs. So when you mean logs now, is data that has actually been transformed to logs. So whatever data you've collected, they're actually now in the log format. So like you've collected certain data from maybe 10 o'clock to 10 p.m. in the morning, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night. That's a certain data. So the accumulation of all this data is now you are putting them in a log. So ensure that continuous collection of logs from your firewalls, from your endpoints or your cloud systems. We have analyze things. This is actually just you analyzing data for suspicious activities. You're checking this data and saying, okay, has any suspicious activities occurred? And certain tools we can use for this is, we have one as SIM, Security Information and Event Management. That's what SIM is. And it's actually used to gather logs. When you analyze them, SIM is actually used to gather logs. It's actually information security and event management. And these tools helps you analyze data when suspicious activities have occurred, or before suspicious activities will occur. Then we have for correlation. This is actually alerts are actually correlated together to identify patterns that can indicate threats. So this correlation just helps you correlate alerts to identify certain patterns that can actually indicate threats, both to an organization or to a person. Then for alerting, we have it that it's a predefined threshold that is actually meant to gather alerts and whoever has sent this threat to you. So now, you and alerting is just you predefining threshold or alerts if they have been generated and who have sent them. While for verification, this actually just helps you validate alerts and confirm incidents, and ensuring that you escalate this incident to the rightful team, to the rightful teams or rightful personnel. You verify them, you've confirmed this alert, you've confirmed whatever incident it is. Now, you actually need to escalate it to the responsible personnel or team. Examples. As I said, we have the SIM platform. This is what we can use to monitor logs in real time. We have endpoint detection and response tool for flagging unusual process behavior. We have cybersecurity monitoring with AWS Guard Duty or Microsoft Defender for cloud. Now bringing it down to the senior levels, people that are responsible for these actions in organizations, where we have the CISO and senior security leaders. What is expected of them to do, how they should go through certain things that are expected of them to do, and how they should align it by detecting things. Firstly, monitoring system aligned with business criteria assets. Your CISOs and senior security leaders should ensure that the monitoring systems are always aligning with their business criteria assets. They should ensure this in their organizations. 2, we ensure continuous monitoring metrics, where we have mean time to detect are tracked. Continuous monitoring metrics are tracked. What we can use, example of this is the mean time to detect. And what is this mean time? It's actually a key cybersecurity performance metrics that is used to measure how long it takes for an organization to detect a security incident that can affect them or has happened. So now it's just a key cybersecurity performance matrix used to measure how long an organization can actually recover and detect a cybersecurity incident in an organization before it happens. Then we have vendor and partners. Vendor and partners meet monitoring and reporting obligations. So for an organization, your vendors, your partners, they should actually meet your monitoring obligations and reporting obligations. not just you bringing partners on board and they don't meet what your own organization, what you stand for. It's wrong. So should ensure that this actually put in place in an organization. Moving to a real world example of continuous monitoring. Now, example is a financial service company uses AWS Guard Duty to continuously monitor its cloud account. Now, the duty of this AWS Guard Duty, as we mentioned before as an example, is that it detects suspicious API calls, and unauthorized access. We've been speaking so much about cybersecurity. With the world where we are, a lot is happening, and the more technology is getting more known, more technology is getting bigger, the more technology is evolving, cybersecurity, cyber threats too are growing worldwide. So now this guard duty, what it does is actually helps detect suspicious APIs calls and unauthorized access attempts from an unknown IPs. This is what this guard duty do. And the way it actually works is that when an AWS key is used from a foreign location, the guard duties triggers an alert and automatically quarantines the account. You can see this. You can see why we say that certain tools are meant to be in place. Now, then we humans sitting down and say we're monitoring something. There are tools you can use to monitor things, and they actually know what they're meant to do while monitoring these things. For this guard duty now, when a foreign user from a foreign location, this guard duty, firstly, it triggers an alert, and secondly, it automatically quarantines the account. So you can't actually use the account. You actually get notified, but then the system is not going to be affected. The lesson learned is that continuous monitoring enables proactive isolation before attacker gains control. That is the lesson learned from this. What these tools helps you do. So than you waiting or looking for a solution after attackers occurred, no, it helps you ensure that attackers don't have control when they're meant to have control. It just helps you block attackers from gaining control of certain assets or certain places they're not actually meant to have access to. Then we have advanced event analysis. We've said we're actually meant to continually monitor something. But then when you continually monitor things, you should actually analyze these things so that they don't occur again. So that you can try to know, okay, this tool I'm using, I don't think it suits us very well as an organization or as a person. I think I want to upgrade to a better tool, or I want to use a more robust tool. Now, what advanced event analysis is speaking to is that it is an automated machine or system that you can use to analyze the impact, or you can use to understand the impact of potential threats. So this actually just helps you identify certain things. It helps you distinguish between normal system activities and behavior that indicates a cybersecurity threat or incident. This is one core objective of advanced event analysis. When you're analyzing an event, it just helps you distinguish between a normal system activities and the behavior of a system that has been affected by a cybersecurity threat or incident. So now a threat is just them trying an attempt. They've actually not gotten full access, but an incident is when they've actually gotten full access. They've already penetrated into that system. Now the purpose of this is that it establishes a baseline of normal activities, detecting and analyzing the conversation it's done, correlating data from multiple monitoring sources, determine potential business impact. What impact has it done to your business or as an organization? Prioritizing alerts for response and escalations. Now, another real world example for this is that we have this phishing attack detection. So now when, as an organization, as a telecom organization, detects that 30 users received identical email with a suspicious link, the SIMs correlate this event pattern and classify it as a phishing campaign. The security analysis verifies the malware URL and blocks them across all email gateway. So now we're speaking to when things occur and the tools you've put in place. So when you actually put certain things in place, when you're actually using the right tools, there are things that will not have access to you as an organization. For this malware attack now detection, helps in detecting malware attack. It says there now that 30 users receive identical email with a suspicious link. But if you are using SIMs in your organization, it actually helps you correlate these patterns and it classifies it immediately as a phishing campaign. And what does it do for you is that it actually analyzes and verifies this malicious URL, and then it blocks them across all email gateway. So now, you as an individual, you don't have to go to certain stress because you've put the rightful tools in place that can relieve you of going through certain stress. The lesson learned is that pattern recognition turns multiple small alerts into one clear event. It helps you identify this pattern, recognize this pattern. And this actually stops a phishing link. The other day, we saw one email and we actually had to react to this email where, as an organization trying to see or testing their employees on a phishing link, and it was sent to them that salary review by people through employees' email, and it was sent to them that we want to review our salary review email. All employees are meant to click on it and see. Obviously, that's actually a very cashing statement. If someone sent to me now, salary review, obviously, the first thing I'm going to do is to click on it. But now, it's not sent through up to like 40 users. But if your SIM is in place, it automatically just blocks it for you and it recognizes that, oh, this is actually a phishing attempt. You should not click on it. But as individuals, people that do this, people that actually doing this phishing attempt or sending this phishing attempt to people and organization, they know what they do. They know how they do these things. They put functions that are actually eye-catching and you can't actually resist them easily. Even as an expert, there are things that at the same time you fall for because people that send this link, they know how they do their things. I know there are some things that are not realistic. You getting a mail of, if you click on this link, you are getting a free visa. There's some things that in the country where we are, they are not realistic. I can't see that kind of thing. I'm like, oh, I want to click on the link immediately. Free visa to here, as how. But then I'm seeing salary review. Obviously, I'm wondering that, this is nice. Yeah, but with the way the country is and the economy is, I'll actually be intrigued to click on the link because of, obviously, they should review my salary and maybe they should add one or two things on the salary. So there are ways they actually penetrate to people. But then it's not all these things as an human being you cross-check and you actually try to avoid. So that's why you need to put in some certain tools that help to detect these things at the right time. Now, how these two work hand in hand together, where we have the continuous monitoring and advanced event analysis. For this, it actually provides visibility by collecting real-time data from system, network, and user. While this actually helps you interpret that data to detect, analyze, and prioritize suspicious or malicious activities. We can see where they connect to now with each other. One is just you, it provides visibility, a real-time data from your system and network, while the other one helps you to analyze this thing and dictate if there's actually a suspicious activity going on. Next we have is response. Firstly, we've identified, we've protect, we've detect. Now, how do we respond? It's in two ways. You can respond after an incident has occurred, or you can respond again before an incident occurs. That is just you being threatened. So when you are being threatened as an organization, you know that, oh, it didn't come in, but then we need to tighten our seatbelts. We need to do more. We need to invest more in our technologies and tools. We need to do more with our techniques. For response, is actually when a cybersecurity incident happens, but then you actually have a plan, a procedure, or your processes in place to capture this. We know that if you're actually going to work when you wake up, for those of us that are working on the call, we know that first thing, if you're a very organized person, a night before you've packed your bag, you've packed your lunch, then you're going to take in the office. Then you go to bed and sleep. You've actually arranged your clothes too. But then waking up the next morning, you realize that, oh, the clothes I'm actually going to wear to the office now, maybe the zip spot. Now, how do you respond to certain things? There should be another plan of, okay, I should have another alternative of a clothes to wear that does not require me. Now there's no light, another aspect now. There's no electricity for you to even say you want to press your clothes to wear to the office. But then, for a plan is that not all your clothes should require ironing. There's some clothes you have that does not require you to iron them. And this is actually an alternative you can use if you realize that, oh, this is what I'm about to wear got spots, but then I need to get to the office. I need to resume early. I need to resume by 8 o'clock at the office. You actually need to use another alternative. You need to respond to that incident that just occurred. It's not planned, yes, it just happened. But then there should be a plan, a procedure, a process in place. Now, when I mean a process in place, you should actually, as an human being, you should actually have clothes that don't actually require ironing, and they're actually in a corporate format that you can wear. Or then you can actually wear these clothes and style it up and making them look corporate. Bringing it back now, that's actually in a realistic format, in a real life, in a real world format, how we respond to certain things. But then for us bringing to cybersecurity, we should ensure that as a person or as an organization, there is a process, a plan, and a procedure to have in place when a cybersecurity incident has happened. So now we're responding now here is that it has occurred, cybersecurity has happened, but it's in two ways. It really affected us as an organization, and it did not really affect us as an organization, but there is an impact it made to us as an organization. So it's not as if they took full control of maybe a certain system in the organization, but then they had access to it, but they could not actually have full control. How do we still respond to these two things? For detect, it actually says, something happened. But for response, how do you control it? The act to control it. Objectives of response is that, firstly, organizations should ensure that, one, they react quickly and effectively to threat. They react quickly and effectively to contain a threat. Organizations should ensure this. With all we've been speaking about, you identifying, you protecting, you detecting. So when now coming down to response, organizations should have that, oh, we should actually be quick and effective in containing a threat. That is one. They should have in mind and put in place. Two, they should maintain a clear communication process, both internally and externally. See, there's one thing we all pinpoint is that communication is key, and we should learn how to communicate at the same time. If I'm actually trying to pass a message now to my boss, I should be able to put that message in a clear communication format that you should be able to understand whatever I'm saying and be able to interpret whatever I'm saying. You should know the people to communicate to, people to meet when certain things occur. I would say communication is key. Even in relationship, it's always said that, oh, communication is key, communication is key. Now coming down to response as cybersecurity, communication too is a key factor because you should know you communicate in-house and outside the house. The next thing is to perform forensic analysis to understand the cause and impact of it. You're understanding the cause and impact of certain things. Now, just to break it down, what is this forensic analysis? Is actually you relating science and technology in investigating and finding evidence. Sorry, not investigating. Sorry. So it's you just relating science and technology in investigating something and finding evidence for it. The categories we have for response, we have 4 categories for response, where we have 1, management. Sorry about that. Sorry, can we still see my screen? And am I still audible?
We can actually see your screen and you are clear, like you're audible. Please continue.
Okay, that. I just wondering, I wanted to know if people are actually following in the class. But thank you for answering and responding.
They are
Okay.
in the class.
So for response management, analysis, communication, and mitigation, this actually applies to everyone. Both you being in the IT world, you being a CISO, you being a chief information security officer, you being a senior technology officer, you as a student too can actually apply this and have the knowledge of this. So when you get to a certain position, you know what to do, you know what's required of you to do. But these are just the categories of it. We have 4 categories. I'm actually going to dive right in quickly. So now, response management. So now, for this management is just like you managing something. If you actually, as a human being now, if you actually do something or something goes wrong, there's a way for you to manage an event. Let's use an event planner. So you are planning someone's wedding or planning someone's occasion, and you decide to do an outdoor event. You now use a season of rain as an event planner. Automatically, you should know that as it's an outdoor event and it's in a season of rain, whatever you are using to shield people should be strong, should be able to contain people, it should not be leaking, wind should not blow it, and it should be conducive. Now, in the process of an event, let's say the event has started, it started to rain, and all of a sudden, one part of the tent or one part of the stuff you've built collapses. What do? Obviously, there should be a response management to it. Bringing it back now to cybersecurity and putting it away so that we too that are not in the IT field can actually understand certain things. And so it's not we speaking to terminologies, and people are getting confused. For response, you respond excuse me, you now responding to an incident or a threat that has actually occurred. This is when an incident happens, e.g., like a ransomware attack. For ransomware attack, please, who can tell me what a ransomware is? Let me ask you that. Who knows what's the meaning of ransomware and what is a ransomware? Sorry, David, you can talk. I don't know if you are speaking, David, but you can unmute your mic and speak. Okay, I don't think David is any. Ezekiel, you can actually say whatever you want to say. You can actually speak. You have the floor.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, sorry, our microphones were muted by the moderator before, that's why we can't speak.
Okay, okay.
A ransomware is just a piece of software, a malicious software sent to a target or a victim's computer to encrypt all the data, all the information on the computer so that to render it useless. And then the attacker, in this sense, will now be asking the victim for ransom so that they can decrypt it for them. At the end of the day, whether the victim pays or not, the whole computer is useless. I just because once they encrypt the data on the computer, decrypting it is not going to be it's not even easy. It might not be possible self. So they're just doing it to get a ransom from the victim. And once the victim pays, the client disappear. And they used to use cryptocurrency to get payment from them so that there won't be any means to track them to get the track the payment back.
Yes, okay. Thank you with that. I know David was the person I saw that raised up his hand was David. Please, can we please help unmute David? The first hand I saw up was David's hand. Please, can we unmute David from our end?
What's David Ward exactly?
Oh, I think
Is it David?
I did something. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure
I
I didn't
think
see
Frank's hand
something.
is on right now. Frank.
Okay, yes, David Akim.
I've unmuted him.
Okay. David, you can actually talk now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so a ransomware is a malware which an attacker sends to an organization system that has critical data or assets, or is critical to their working, like it's critical to how things work in the organization. So what they do is that when they send such malware, it encrypts the system, making it unavailable for them to use or perform critical business functions. So what happens is that they ask for, after that, they now ask for a ransom, saying they will open it when the ransom is paid, which sometimes, even when the ransom is paid, they actually do not even still go ahead to decrypt it or send you the key and all of that. So that's what a ransomware is, from my own understanding.
Okay, thank you very much.
So should I unmute others? Because Frank, Abdullahi, and Mustafa's hands are up. It seems they want to talk. Do you still want to take other people's input, or you're fine with just this?
Okay, I think I'll go with these two. Thank you very much, everyone. I really appreciate it. But
Okay.
because of time, let's just continue. Thank you very much. When else we have question, we know Frank Abdullahi raised up the hand. Hopefully, you actually answer the next question for us. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Everything you said is right. Yes, everything you said is right. So I was actually explaining what response management is, and I was saying that when incident happens like ransomware attack, the organization needs to quickly respond to these things or have a response that is quick. So whatever incident has occurred, them managing it, there should be a quickly response to this incident. If we sit here, ensure that the right people, process, and tool are activated when an incident occurs. So for you to manage certain cyber security incidents, or for you to manage any threat, we should ensure that the right people, the right processes, the right tools are activated when an incident occurs. What is our core activities? What is basically the core activity of response management? We have it here as it maintains an incident response plan. See, with the whole thing we've been speaking about, if you're not going to hold anything from response, please put your left hand, because we use our right hand to it. Incident response plan, IRP. Let's put it in our hand. This is actually, should I say, the same way we're saying framework. This is the key component of you responding to an event or you responding to an incident. It actually includes the step-by-step on how to go about things. It includes the people, it includes the processes, it includes the tools you use. So organizations should actually maintain an incident response plan and ensure everyone knows their roles. Incident response plan, I'll say it again, we should actually hold this very, very well. It's very, very, very important. It is the main focus of it. It is the number one thing, because without an incident response plan, you actually don't know what to do. You don't know where else to go. You don't know who to contact. You don't know what to do. You don't know what the tools are doing. So the incident response plan is like the main focus, like the backbone of everything on that response. Coordinate response team, just like the SOC, IT, legal, communication, and HR. For the SOC is actually speaking, is actually Security Operations Center. That's for SOC. IT, this Security Operations Center should actually be working 24/7. It should be activated for people that are working for an organization. This is very, very important. It should be up 24/7. And for IT, people, you know who to meet. So when, let's say, a phishing attack happened to a staff, we know when this thing happens. You should know the right personnel to meet, the right people to meet. You know, okay, yes, I'm going to IT. Then IT knows what they're meant to do. Maybe let's say it's actually now a ransomware. Legals, they know where they are coming in. Communication needs to be passed to all staffs. Oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. HR should be informed, because it's HR too at the same time ups with this communication and drives it that everyone is carried along. Now ensure resource, contact list, and escalation patterns are updated. As an organization, now we're streamlining to an organization, because most of these things in a broad format can't really happen to a person. But then we're not saying a phishing attack can happen to a person. It can actually happen to an individual. But then we're now looking at it in a bigger format, bringing it to an organization expertise. What you actually do in a response management, you should ensure that resources, contact lists, and escalation patterns are updated. We need to update these things. The resource you used, okay, yes, truly, we actually were threatened, but you've been threatened, you know that, oh, that means this is what I'm using. Maybe you need to actually move to a better plan, subscribe to a better plan as an organization, or move to another tools that you feel comfortable with, that, okay, can cover certain things, including the stuff including the things you were threatened with as an organization. So you need to ensure that resources updated. Your contact is up. Maybe now the IT person left, or you got a new hacker on your IT team. You need to ensure that this person the list is actually updated. People should know that, oh, there's actually a new individual in the organization that helps with hacking. Escalation patterns should be updated. the way people will escalate, this should be updated. It's not that you will tell the person beside you will not keep mute. No, there should be a platform where you can actually escalate matters, who you can meet, people you should approach. This thing should be updated, and we should ensure that we document everything. See, documentation goes a long way. Documentation helps you identify things. We've been saying, if you actually document whatever event has occurred, in place of you analyzing, in place of you protecting, you will know certain things you need to change or certain things you need to update. So documentation is very, very vital. Just should be jotted down. Okay, this is what went on, this is what we did, this is what we did. But then when we're doing this, we didn't do it very well. We need to actually update certain tools. We need to update that. People need to be more people need to actually get information. We need to communicate more with our staffs. These things need to be put in place. They need to be documented. Now, tools and techniques that we use that are involved in this. As I said before, the incident response plan is a very vital thing, a very, 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 very vital one. It goes a long way. And a certain tools and technique, I think all tools and technique, they actually just follow on this incident response plan. But then we now have incident response platform. There are platforms, again, we can use for incident response, that when an incident occurs, you know what to do, you know the right measurements to put in place, you know the right people to talk to. A long way it has gone. Documentations, certain things to use. So, e.g., we have this Spunk saw, and it's actually very good. It's actually a tool you can use as an organization. For the saw, what actually speaking to what this saw does, actually, it actually automates recipient tasks and coordinates incident response. It helps you coordinate incident response together. So it's actually a tool organization can actually put in place. Another one, we have Playbook. This one automates response steps for malware, phishing, DDoS. I don't know if we know the full meaning of DDoS, but the full meaning of DDoS is actually distributed denial of service. This is actually very vital too. These are things that can help you automate response steps for malware, phishing, and DDoS. Then we have case management system, where we have ServiceNow, Jira, and the Hive for tracking. Now bringing us to recover. As it's saying, the word alone, you can make everyone understand that what does recover, what is it speaking to? What does it mean to recover from something? So when you've been attacked, sorry about that. Okay, so when you've identified things, you've protected them, you've detected some things, you've reported, you have response to some things. Then we have, okay, we're still under our categories, sorry about that. Then we have communication. Is a vital, as I said, is a vital thing. We need to communicate. Ensure that the right people are actually carried along. Communication is an essential way to retain trust and transparency during crisis. See, without communication, it's actually hard to trust some certain things and does not show transparency to things. In a way of that, okay, now your system was being attacked, you clicked on a phishing link, yes, and then you kept mute. You did not say anything, and you are working for an organization, and you, as an organization, you actually keep people's information, people's data, and you kept mute. Not until the thing got big and the whole thing escalated. Now, people won't trust you. They can actually say, oh, you actually had an hand in this. There was no transparency. They were like, they can be like, no, I don't think this is true. So you are trying to tell me that when the phishing thing happened, you were trying to do this, you get now, it can actually make things backfire to people. But then when you communicate things, ensure that when an incident occurs, you are actually informing to the rightful people so that they can actually be a quick recovery from it. And should actually know there should be so that response to it will be coordinated. When communication is done, they know the next thing to do. They know the next steps to take. They know who and who. Now we've spoken about the incident response plan. Inside that incident response plan, there's actually meant to be communication from your tool, from your process, from your plan. Things need to be communicated. You can't just keep mute. And even when things has occurred, let's ensure that we communicate. We tell the rightful people. If it's IT that we're meant to inform, let's inform IT. Let's go straight down to IT. Not that you'll be informing the person, your colleague that's sitting next to you. No, we can't do such a thing. Then the core activities of this, it actually establish internal and external communication procedure, notify management, partner, and regulatory promptly. So when things happen, people are actually notified. Maybe it's actually the organization that's actually facing a certain threat. You should actually communicate this to your partner. Maybe some informations are actually being seized, and now it's undergoing ransomware attack, and you have partners in this organization. You should ensure that your partners are involved and carried along, because this is actually in a process of where you can be losing your partners, and you are losing resources, and you are losing finance at the same time. So we should notify our stakeholders, management, to your partners, and to regulators. Keep affected stakeholders informed throughout the incident life cycle. So if it's through if it's through a stakeholder, something is being affected, let's ensure that they are being carried along. A communication process is going on. Manage public messaging to avoid misinformation. Yes, so whoever is meant to address the public should address the public. Maybe I remember when we I think is it who can remind me, is it GT Bank that was hacked, that they said some people were withdrawing people's money? I don't know if it's GT Bank, but there was a certain bank that was hacked at a certain time. I don't know if anyone can remember what bank. I won't mind to be informed, but there was a time where a certain bank was being hacked, and I think it says some people were withdrawing certain people's money. Now it can be true and it cannot be true, because if public messaging was managed very well, there won't be misinformation. If public communication was managed very, very well, we would have known, okay, maybe it was actually people's money they were actually taking, or it was just a lie. But I don't think that issue was actually well managed. The information passed out was not actually well managed, and that led to misinformation. Then we need to maintain a crisis communication plan aligning with our incident response plan. You see, now when I say that incident response is very, very important, it's like the backbone of it. We should ensure this. The tools and techniques we can use: secure managing platform such as Microsoft Teams, Slack. This is actually what organizations use for in-house communication. We have organizations that this is their main platform for in-house communication, and they should ensure that this platform are actually secure. Incident notification tools. We have PagerDuty. They help in notifying incidents. Then crisis communication platform. We have OneSolve. This is actually an Everbridge. They're actually tools that you can use in communication. Now, moving to mitigation. So we've spoken about you managing something, you responding to it, communicating to it, you analyzing it, and then you now mitigating these things. So what have you put in place to ensure that this thing does not reoccur? It does not come back again. And even if it's coming back, it should not have the same effect it had like the last time. So if a future occurrence is coming on, it should not affect the organization the way it affected us the first time. Maybe the first time, two people were actually victim of it. Now, the second time, it should at least be one or none. Just let's say none. But then we have people that nobody's perfect. I'll use that English. I believe no one is perfect. Even if you are taught or informed or trained, we make mistakes. And people are meant to be pardoned for their mistakes. So if a future occurrence is coming up, it should just be only one person. And the person should actually know the right measurements to put in place. E.g., knowing who to communicate with. They should people, after communicating, there is actually the right process in place, right plan in place, right procedure in place, the tools to use, and should be documented again. So for mitigation, it just implements actions to contain, eradicate, and recover from incident to reduce business impact and prevent reoccurrence. The core activities for this is that contains affected system or network, apply patched or remove malware code, disable comprehensive accounts, rebuild clear system, and restore from backup. All in all, we should ensure that we back up. I know as individuals, we too back up. You can't tell me that your phone got stolen today and then you don't even have access to any of your contacts, your medias, certain important information to you. We are in the world of things, our eyes have been opened. We're in the world of AI now. AI is one driving force now, and everyone is, I'm sure one of us have one or two knowledge. I'm sure nobody is actually new to this or a novice to this. We've gained one or two knowledge from these things. I'm sure that backing up is a vital thing, because when a system is affected, you should ensure that there is a backup somewhere that when you come back, when you've restored your system, you can actually have access to this information that you've backed up somewhere. So this is actually one main important thing. We should ensure that we back up. It helps mitigation very easy and smoothless. The tools we can use and techniques, again, we involve, we have endpoints detection and response. We have e.g. as the defender for endpoints. We have network segregation and firewalls. Firewall is very important. I don't think there's an organization I've heard of that does not use firewalls. We have backup and recovery system. See, as I said before, backup is a wonderful technique. As an organization, if you don't back up, I don't know what you are doing. And as a person, if you don't back up, you are missing out on something good. Because if your phone just goes off today, screen issues, and you are trying to get a new phone, obviously you can't tell them that you've misplaced all information. In this world where we are living in, that should be the list of people's problem now. Recovering data. Recovering data should be, I can give the 0.05% now, because there are a lot of things to back up your information from your email. You actually now have access to OneDrive. You can actually create a personal OneDrive. So we should ensure that there's always a backup to things. An example of it, we have AWS backup. Ensure that our information are being backed up. Even when an attack occurred, and maybe in the process of it, there was loss of information, loss of data, it should not still affect the organization so bad that you are giving excuses to your clients or partners or shareholders, and you are saying certain story that touches the heart. There should be a backing up in place that when these things happen, you can bounce back. When it happens, yes, you can communicate to your partners that, oh, we encounter social things, but don't worry, everything is under control. We actually have things in place. We've backed up information, so you don't need to worry about certain things. So backing up is a very, very vital thing, and it's a technique we need to use to put in place, both as an organization and as individuals. So how they work, their main focus, and their outcomes together. The first one, we have response management, where we have coordinating and planning. Analysis, we are actually analyzing and investigating. Communication, you communicate and report. Mitigate, this is when you say contentment and eradication. So for the examples of the output, we have for management, we have the IRP, that's incident response plan, activated. We have roles assigned. We actually knows who and who are meant to do certain things. Analyze, investigate, root cause, identify the root cause of this. Okay, how did this come about? What did we do wrong? Where did we miss something out? What was the issue? Do we need to actually update our tools? Do we need to get a new tool? Regulate and execute, ensure that communication is done. Regulators are notified. These people, your stakeholders are notified. Contentment and eradication, system is cleaned and restored. You have to ensure that no matter what is going to happen, there's always a restoration of information. Now bringing us to the last framework of the NIST, where we have recover. When you recover from incident, just ensuring that there's actually a business continuity process in place. As an organization, you can actually go through all this and don't have a recovery method, or you actually go through an cybersecurity incident and you are closing down. That's actually a very, very bad thing. You should ensure that there's a business continuity in place, or there's a continuity of processes in place, and ensure that this event, whenever it comes back, it does not really affect us as before as an organization. And we should ensure that we actually prevent the occurrence of it coming up again. So it's not affected as an organization the way to make a big impact, and then you should actually prevent some certain things from reoccurring. Purpose of this is that to ensure system and operation returns to stability, to stable and trusted state. Just ensuring that system operation, they are back to stability. No matter what happened, incident occurred, they gain access, there was a phishing link stuff, attack. But then we should ensure that we're coming back. We're not falling totally, but then we're affected a little bit. But as we are recovering, we should ensure that business is always going to continue, and we should ensure that we prevent it from happening again in the future. We should minimize downtime and operation loss. We should capture lesson learned to improve the future resilience, to build confidence among stakeholders, customers, and regulators. As a client or as a customer, you hearing that a certain bank was attacked, obviously you won't use that bank. I can remember, I think during that time when this bank issue happened, people that were saying that never in their life they are going to use certain bank again, this is the end of the bank. And now they made it so easy that OPay, PAMPay, money points, they've actually collected the market from normal banking sectors. Banking sectors now are, it's looking like they're not losing, but they're actually losing their customers and clients, because I don't know who else in Nigeria at this point. Let me leave Nigeria now. In Lagos at this point, where we have network issue rapidly, is using their bank to transfer money. Down to the abokis that sell things for us. Now they're using OPay. Everyone now uses OPay. So now for OPay, PAMPay, you can see that they've built trust among their stakeholders, among their customer, because when other banks are having network issue and downtime, OPay will not have downtime. When other banks are trying to say, okay, there's an error, they transfer, you got debited, and the person that is meant to receive money don't receive the money, You can't actually encounter that with OP. No matter where immediately you are sending the money, someone else, the person is immediately receiving the money. So you should ensure this actually helps business continuity in an organization. Even when there's a downtime. So now, downtime too, now, I don't want to put an aspect of incident. Downtime too can be streamlining into an issue. Maybe they have a system issue and something and the like happened, then there's a downtime in the organization or a downtime in the system. There's always a way of backing up. There's always a way of coming back. Let's say banks now have a way of making sure that business continue even when there's a downtime, and they don't let their downtime go long for a certain period of time. I still believe some people still be skeptical on using OPay and PAMPay, but because of banks now, their downtime is extreme and it's saddening in the heart. That's why we actually have backups that we are using that we trust, we customer trust and stakeholders trust, is that no matter what you do, OPay has your back. No matter what you do, MoneyPoint has your back. So we should ensure that when recovering, you being threatened, you detecting, you responding, we should ensure that when we are recovering, we should put certain things in place. Recovering categories, we have 3 for recovery, where we have recovery plan, improvements, and communication. So when we're speaking about this communication is a very, very vital thing, because without you passing information, nobody will know. Nobody will be informed. People won't be informed. People will be lost. So communication is very, very important and vital. So for plan, we should actually ensure that recovery processes and procedure are executed promptly to restore the system and assets that were impacted. So for this, there's a plan. So when we are affected, there's a way of we coming back up. We're not fully down. There should be a prompt way of we restoring the system. The core activities of it is 1, execute disaster recovery plan and business continuity. For disaster recovery and business continuity, disaster recovery is basically you ensuring that your IT system and your data are restored after an incident. For a business continuity plan, this is just ensuring that there's a framework in place or strategy in place that ensure that business functions can continue after a disruption. So your business should ensure that they can continue after a disruption, and there's actually disaster recovery in place. Then we have prioritized system and service to restoration based on our RTO and RPO. That's recovery point objective and recovery time objective. Then we have conduct controllable introduction of service into production. Validate, integrate integrity of restored system before going live again. Now, the types and techniques we should use, types of this, we have system recovery, data recovery, and process recovery. These are types of recovery plan. Where you have a system recovery, you are rebuilding service and restoring configuration. Then for data recovery, you are restoring from clear backup or a shadow copy. Then process recovery, this actually resume critical business function, e.g. maybe like a banking sector or an organization where we have payments or customer onboarding. Now, for example, we have actually, after a ransomware attack on a payment service provider, the way we actually are planning to recover is actually restore clear service from offline backup. Core security validates that no malware is remain. So this is the way of we coming back from a ransomware attack. The IT, they are ensuring that they restore clear service back from offline backup. Then the core security validates that the ransomware is not remaining anymore. We've cleared everything out. Then we have recover improvement. So now whatever we recover from, we should ensure that we ensure improvement. We ensure that we move from 50 to a 90% or 80% position. So we should ensure that improvement is integrated in whatever we are doing. This actually gain insights from incidents and recovery process to strengthen your cybersecurity resilience and prevent future events. Our core activities is that past events review and lesson learned. We should ensure that we do that. We should update security controls, our policy and our playbooks. We should improve backup strategies and response outcome. We should identify training gaps and provide refreshment sessions to staffs. Obviously, as staffs, we should ensure that staffs are trained. As I said, this is one thing, human beings are not perfect. Everyone is trained. Even while training staff, mistake will occur, mistake will happen. People will make mistakes. So we should ensure that training are actually done and we should identify the gaps that are made. So after a training, ensure that there is a quiz going out to your staffs to see, okay, who and who are actually following whatever we're talking about, who are actually getting what we spoke about in the training, who actually really understood or understand whatever we did in the training. Example of this, we have a data center experience a network outage due to misconfiguration router. After restoring connectivity, the organization, one, updated its network configuration baseline. Two, implemented strict change and management control. Now, for recovery communication, ensure that there's an effective communication within internal team, management, partners, regulators, and customer during a recovery phase. Ensure that all these people are carried along when recovery is going on. So they should know what we've done, what we've gotten, what we found, what we need to maybe improve on, and lessons they've learned from it. So ensure that during the recovery phase, communication is being out, communication is done, and in an effective way, and it should be consistent. It should not just be they got attacked last week, you got information this week, you did not get any information again throughout in the next 2 weeks, you now got another information maybe the third week. No, we should ensure that this is consistent and communication is effective. Excuse me about that, please. Then we have core activities. Notify relevant stakeholders of recovery status and timeline. Maintain transparency with customer or partners. Affected downtime. Communicate restoration communicate restoration progress to leadership and regulatory bodies. Manage post-event media engagements and public relationship. Example of this again is, one example for the communication is that a cloud service provider that suffered a service disruption, what they should do is that they should update their customer advice status dashboard every 2 hours. So customers are meant to be updated every 2 hours of whatever is going on and send notification once all services are restored. Can we see where the communication is coming in? So once their service is being affected, customers are meant to be notified. And once this service is being restored, they should actually receive a notification that it has been restored at the point. Now they can do whatever they want to do with their services. Now we have recovery types. We have technical recovery, sorry about that. So we have technical recovery, we have operational recovery, we have reputational recovery, we have regulatory recovery, and we have knowledge recovery. These are actually main types of recovery that we have. We have technical, we have operational, we have reputational, and we have knowledge recovery. For the clinical, this is actually just restoring your backup and patching vulnerability, business operations, ensuring that continuity service for customers, reputation, brand image, and customer confidence. Then for regulatory, ensure that we're actually complying to the oversee authorities. We're actually complying to whatever the authority has given us, we're reporting whatever we've gotten. Then knowledge recovery, capturing and sharing lesson learned internally. Then a real world example is scenario 1, ransomware attack on a fintech company. Detection, the SOC detect ransomware encryption. Shared drive. Response, the IT isolate affected machines and disable accounts. Now our recovery plan is that offline backup are restored within 10 hours. Systems are validated and patched. Customer notification are sent. Post-incident lessons are documented, leading to improved EDR development. And how cloud security aligns with NIST cybersecurity framework. Cloud security, we've spoken about cloud security the first time. For detect, monitor, and identify abandoned cloud activities. For response, taking quick action when cloud threat or misconfiguration occurs. For recovery, restoring cloud service and data after a breach or outage. This, for the three we've spoken about, this is actually in line with cloud security. And we should ensure that our best practices to ensure that enabling logs, enforce MFA, encrypt our data at rest and in transit, monitoring of compliance with the standard. This is actually advice of best practice that you can put in place, monitoring of standards, and that has come to the end of today's class. Thank you very much. Do we have any question? I don't know if I'm still audible. Do we have any question? Thank you for today's class. Do we have any clarification on anything I said that? Okay. Adetola, can we please unmute Adetola?
Okay, I'm going to be doing that.
Okay, thank you very much, man. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good afternoon. Oh, good morning. We're saying the morning.
Good afternoon, man. So what you taught us now, is it applicable with websites and apps?
Yes. So now you can actually, yes, it's applicable both to your website and app because there are certain tools you can use for your website. Websites too are actually vulnerable. I don't know if you've heard of VAPT, where you can actually check and see your website. But then website too can be threatened. Website too can be a source of an incident can actually happen. Cybersecurity incident can actually occur to your website. So it actually can apply to your website. But then we didn't streamline it to what you do or tools you can use for your website. We only streamline it to you having the knowledge and as an organization, how you can implement this. I don't know if that makes. Do you understand what I just explained?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. Sorry, I think Abdullahi is actually raising up his
Okay.
hand. Can we please unmute
There were
him?
a couple. Who is that? You can actually unmute yourself. I've done it in a way that you can unmute yourself and speak.
Okay.
Good afternoon. How are you? Is it
I'm fine. Good
afternoon or morning?
afternoon.
Sorry,
I'm
good
still in the
morning. How are you?
morning. I'm
We are
fine.
still
And
in
you?
morning. Sorry for that. Actually, I must congratulate the speaker. You have done a wonderful class. Actually, I learned a lot because I've been confused about so many terms. But today you are able to clarify it for me. So I'm happy. And thank you very much for that.
Attendant,
Actually,
please.
I have two questions, but the first one has
Okay.
been answered in the last slide when you are talking about the ransomware. So
Okay.
people, have been, saying a lot about ransomware.
Yes.
So I want to ask how or what do you do to contain the ransomware attack? So in the last point you just mentioned, I think you can do it through isolation of the infected system, isn't
Yes.
it? And
Yes.
then also disconnected the backups immediately. Then restore
Yes.
the system after everything has been taken care of. So that one has taken care of my first question. So I'm happy for that.
Okay. Okay.
And then the second one is about, although I know it's a bit technical, I don't know whether in the practical aspect of the class we may discuss about that, about shadow copies. When you are talking about restoring system through backups, you may mention about shadow copies. So actually, I was able to come across so many texts on that shadow copying. So I don't know if you can shed more light, or you can now leave it until we are going to be doing maybe in the next week or next 2 weeks class practical aspect. We'll do that. I don't know about shadow copies. So that's
Okay,
all I have.
I'm actually trying
Shadow.
to remember where I spoke about shadow copies. Coming.
You talk about when you are trying to recover back your system after you contain the threat, you isolate the system. Then, if you want to bring back the system back to normal operation, I think you have to go back to your backups to maybe when you are restoring data. Sorry, data
Okay.
backups. Yeah, data backups. I think when you're talking about data backups,
Okay. I'm coming.
yeah, just check your slide. You talk about system recovery, data recovery, and then what? You talk about three recovery method. You talk about system recovery, you talk about data recovery, and you talk
Okay.
about
Where I spoke about recovery. Recovery. Oh. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Technological recovery, operational recovery,
Uh-huh. Then the data recovery, you see where it says shadow copies.
shadow copies.
Just check. So, but I know it's a bit technical, Sha, because I have a textbook what I was reading, so it's something that you need to do a lot. So I don't know if you can shed light
Okay.
for the benefit
Okay.
of us, some of us that we are still learning.
Okay. 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 So for shadow copies, is actually you've actually had a copy, a volume shadow of copies or volume shadow of services. So
Okay.
this is now you keeping informations in this process. So you've kept them in a place where um not any other persons can have access to them, but then it is backed up. I don't know.
Okay.
Let me just be like, okay, now shadow copies is actually a volume shadow or a volume snapshot.
Aha. The snapshot. Okay,
So
that's the
it's
word I
actually
want.
a backup copy. So maybe you've scanned some certain documents and
Mm-hmm.
you scan certain documents and you keep them, or you take a screenshot of these documents and you keep them. So now they're
Okay.
naturally in a pictorial format or in a
Mm-hmm.
scan format, but then they are not kept offline in a place
Okay. Okay.
or kept in a folder. So now it can be you scanning these documents or you taking a snapshot of these documents, then keeping them inside a folder on your system. So now they are offline. So maybe in your organization, you work online, no matter you're working, your documents are being backed up on a cloud or something like that. But then because of these documents are vital and you want to have access to them when things are happening, the method you picked to actually keep your information is you now using shadow copies. So you're not taking a snapshot, or you're actually maybe scanning these documents in a format, then keeping them in another folder. So now you now have various snapshots of this information. So it depends on what information is that. So they're actually now
Oh,
categorized in a format. So when you need them, or maybe the ones the initial ones are being corrupted or affected, you go back to that folder and you actually have something to work with at the ending.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm now clear.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And I hope you are going to share the slide so that we can now prepare for the final assessment. The slide,
Yes,
PowerPoint
yes,
slide.
you have the slide.
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, ma.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
Okay, my name is Adam.
Good morning, Adam.
I have this question about this SIM.
About what?
SIM.
SIM. Okay.
This SIM, is it usually, is there a free version?
So now I won't say there's a free version, but then every tool you can actually have a trial. But then at a certain position, you have to pay for them. So you can actually use a trial for it, but you can't have full access of everything.
Okay.
So there's no, basically, I don't think there's a tool that has a free version. No tool now is actually free. They've already actually monetized all their tools, but then you can try it. There's a place you can actually just try it and see. But if an organization is actually going to use the certain tools, they actually do subscribe to them or like pay for it.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Ms. Adishewa, I want to commend you really on this session. I followed through right from the beginning, and it's actually a great one. My name is Toby. I'd like to respond to the scene. It has, right? Actually, we're talking about SIM. That is security event, information and event management. It's actually not just a tool, it's an aggregate of tools in a way that, these tools, some are free. We have free which are open on the GitHub or maybe Splunk or the rest. We can have some free version of it that actually works quite fine. What it actually does is that they are installed on endpoint really, and there's something called agents. Those agents are installed on each endpoint. So now when there is an alert in the sense that there is a security incident on that particular endpoint, note that when I mean an endpoint, I mean your system, your computer, your phone, whatever you have. So these agents are installed on each of the endpoints, wherever they are, remotely around the world. It is this endpoint that pushes security alerts to the SIM. The SIM is actually somewhere in a maybe an open place like a system. So all those aggregations, all those incidents are pushed to that particular center monitor. They are pushed to that center monitor through which an SOC, which is security operator analyst, will see through and know which of the endpoint is having issue at that point in time. So we have we have open source that are totally free, which by the time you get to that stage, you will also understand how to configure and how to implement those tools. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Actually, sorry. I just can I say something, ma?
Yes, you can, please.
Please, since this is an interactive session, just where my elder brother just finished speaking. Actually, he has already said everything in summary, and we are happy about that. Actually, my own concern is just I need clarification from him that since we have free version, and I know in the world of cybersecurity or technology, I think it is not encouraged to always go for the free version. And if he thinks that the free version is also skilled, in cybersecurity everybody is a suspect, including the CEO, whatever. So it means, can we go for the free version in the field of cybersecurity, or it is being discouraged? So I just need clarification if it warrant us to go for the free version, and then we can still have the optimal security you are looking for in our endpoint, then I think you can go for that. But if it is not, then I have a suggestion. In this kind of class, we should always encourage us to be using the licensed one. So if we can go for that, I think he can make a clarification. Thank you. That's all my take.
All right, sir. Ms. Adesewa, please, can I respond to that, right?
Yes, please, you can.
Okay. In the world of cybersecurity, I always tell people that let me say 65% of tools that you need are free, which are open source, including the almighty Kali Linux you are using is open source, right? Are you with me, sir?
I'm with you, sir. I'm with you, sir.
All right.
I'm
Are
with
you
you.
aware? Are you aware that the Kali Linux or the whatever version of Unix operating system, Linux operating system you are using is free?
I know to some extent, yeah.
All right. Yeah. How is it free? Why is it free? It's called an open source in the sense that anybody can wake up and say, okay, you want to develop or contribute to that project. It's actually a project, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So now that we have the main machine to be free, few of the tools on it, not everything of the things you need are actually free, which are
Oh,
called open source. Are you with me?
yeah, I'm with you,
So
sir.
from those open source tools, we also have a paid version of it. So you now decide. I know some industry standard tools that are actually free. I use the word industry standard. It doesn't mean that they are, I'm not saying a trial version this time around. What you are trying to say is that when you have a tool that you are given like maybe 7 days free, you have to pay for the rest of the, you understand? Those tools,
Toby,
yes? Hello?
you were
I can hear
actually
you.
cracking up. That's why I was wondering if you were still on the
Okay,
call.
okay. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you from our end.
Okay.
I
It
can
is
hear
quite
you,
clear.
sir. You can go ahead. Go ahead. We're enjoying the conversation. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay,
Go ahead,
okay.
sir.
What you are trying to say is that
Wow. The connection is very bad. Hello.
hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. I can hear you. But there's a little cracking in the background noise.
All
You
right.
can move
Okay.
a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's relax and we'll get the best out of this. What I'm
It was
trying to
actually
say is
just
that
breaking a little bit. That was all.
okay. What I'm trying to say is that when you are talking about free versions of a particular application or a particular tool, it's different. It's different from when we are talking about an open source tool. Are you with
Okay.
me? It's
I'm with you, sir.
different. Yeah, you understand the difference now. Open source
Yeah, I
tool
understand. I
is
know it is
generally
open source and
free.
free
Open,
version.
we call
Yeah.
it open source tool. Then a free version of a tool is different. It has to be understand. So like someone making created something and is giving you like, okay, just check how it's test it and see how it works for like
Okay.
few days. That's different from when you have an open source tool. And this open source tool, like I said, they are industry standard. Those are things that we use in the industry. You understand?
Okay. Okay, sir. Sorry. So, or maybe that's why, when we are doing that's one course we just ended last 2 weeks, 7 days, 7 weeks. Actually, I downloaded the Kali Linux. I was able to upload all this metasploitable and other thing. But I tried to, play it, but it's now saying that I cannot use it. It has expired. I have to make a payment. So I understand you now. Maybe that is open source or free version. I was able
Yeah.
to download it, upload the metasploitable table on it and all that thing, but to just play it and then start using it, they now said it has expired. You need to pay for it. So that's
Okay.
what is showing me now.
Let me quickly give you a clarification on that. Sorry, Mr. Adeshewa. This actually not part of this class today. Are you with me? So I will be brief on it. So I will be brief on it. Metasploitable is actually a free tool. It's totally free. Metasploitable is actually free. Are you with me? If you have any problem with configuration or settings on your system, you might probably go back and check that. Are you with me? It is totally free. It is vulnerable and it is made that way so that you can use it as a test environment for your training. Are you with me? So I will hand it here so that Mr. Disewa can continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me just open and see what is it. Thank you. I am happy for that clarification, sir. Thank you, Mrs. Adeshewa, for giving us time to communicate. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hi. Hello.
Okay. Hi.
Yeah. My name is Frank. So I've been waiting for a while. So I just want to also thank you for taking us through the class. I've learned a lot. Please, are you hearing me?
I can hear you. I can hear you, Frank.
Learned quite a lot. I've heard of the NIST framework, but I'm more conversant with the ISO framework. So I could see some similarities as well around that as well. I was just going to also add on to what the gentleman has said about the backup as well, and then the open source. So maybe I always say that before you pick any free tool, at least you should carry out the risk assessment to know the vulnerabilities in relation to at least the organization as well. So in as much as we're also looking out for the free tools, this is one very important step we need to carry out as well. Make sure you carry out the risk assessment before adopting those tools. I think that is the first thing I'll have to say. And then aside that one, I just want to say that thank you, and then I'm also learning quite a lot as well. So let's keep the questions coming. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you too. Ezekiel, you can actually have the flow.
All right, thank you. It's just a little question. I've seen this in movies and okay, my question is this. Is it legal? Is it all right? Let me paint this scenario. There is an instance where robbers broke into a house, but the owner of the house set traps inside the house after they burgled into the house. So the robbers sued the owner of the house and they actually won the case because they got injured badly. So now I want to ask, is it okay? Is it legal and is it practical to do something like this? You know, we have firewalls set in place in our applications, in our systems and all. So if we know, okay, some attackers might want to use this method to attack us after trying to like protect ourselves, is it possible, is it legal for us to now set a should I say a booby trap for them in this case? Then when they try to attack, they also fall into a trap in the system and probably their systems or their machines got attacked also. So is it possible and is it legal to do something like this? Thank you.
Okay, so let me get you straight. You said that is it possible for people to actually set the trap for attackers or robbers that want to like attack their system, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So now I won't say that setting a trap, but then if you actually have the right measurements in place, it should not affect you.
Okay.
So I don't
Hello,
know, like if
hello, good morning.
good
I'm
morning.
Abiola Adebayo. Please, can I quickly contribute to what you just asked right now?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, thank you very much. So, what you just talked about right now, it is possible for you to set a trap for an attacker to see their tactics and then techniques. The method is called honeypot. Let's say, honeypot. It's called honeypot. So let's say you are trying to set up a system, and then the idea is for you to see how people would attack this system. You can open the port on the web. It's called honeypot. There's what we call distributed denial of service. I don't know if you've heard of that. DDoS.
Yes, I have.
This is a way where an attacker overwhelmed your system with several requests, with thousands of requests, and then at the end of the day, the system will not be able to serve information and it will crash. So in that case, if you are trying to do a stress test for your system, you can set up a honeypot in an environment to see how attackers would try to infiltrate your environment or try to attack your server and then gain access or shut it down for
And
availability purpose. So
you get
it is called.
what? Excuse me, sir. Sorry for cutting you. What I'm asking is attacking the attacker back, like sending an attack back to the sender. That's what I'm trying to ask now. Like you're trying to
Okay.
injure the attacker, like a robber coming to your house, then you already
Okay.
set traps. Not that your house is not secured, all right? Your house is
Okay.
secured, but you already set traps that in your house, or if anybody, after breaking your security, then what they are going to fall into is a trap. What I'm asking
Yes,
is it legal and
yes,
is
it's
it
possible.
practical?
It is
Okay.
legal, it is practical. That's why I said what's it called? The concept is called honeypot. So once you set up an honeypot, attacker can easily fall into that trap. And then aside you understanding their tactics and techniques, you can as well have an information or have a way of accessing their system. And then of course do justice to their environment as well. It is possible, it is doable, and it is legal.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. But the concept is honeypot. You can just try to check it. You can start from there. It's honeypot. It's called honeypot.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, ma'am.
You're welcome. Thank you to Abiola,
Abiola, yes.
Abiola. Okay, thank you too. Sorry, do we still have any more questions? I'm so happy that people are actually responding to the questions being asked. It's actually lovely hearing this. Do we still have... Okay, Precious, are you trying to say something? Okay, since in the absence of no questions, I think that's the end of today's class. Thank you very much, everyone, once again. I hope we actually took one or two things out of this class and hope the class was impactful to us. Yes, I think this is the end of my own session. Thank you so much, everyone, once again.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, my name is Deborah, and I'm your moderator. We had earlier announced that we're going to go on like 15 minutes, not break, but just a way of like cooling off and prepare for the next class that was supposed to start, that is going to start after 15 minutes. So, this is currently 12:02. So, I'm thinking we should come back by 12:27 to start the second session. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you
Yeah,
loud
we
and
can
clear.
hear you. So,
We're going to be back here. Okay.
5 minutes, man.
What did
We
you
can
say?
hear you,
please,
but
I
that's
have
not 15 minutes.
Oh, sorry.
That's not 15 minutes. That should be
So
17. Check
that's 17 minutes.
17.
Okay.
Wait,
So,
can you put it on the chat as a text?
okay, so we're going to come back in. Let's
this
do
on
it
the
for
attendance.
12:20. By 12:20, everybody should be back on the call
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
for the next session. We're going to take the attendance on the next session, like from the next session, because it's going to be a practical session. So we should take a break now and come back on the call by 12:20 for the next session, please. So yeah, I'm going to leave the information on the chat room as well.
Eh?
Then we come back for the
No,
next
no.
session. We'll take
We
our...
talk, but we don't grow.
Can you hear me? Please mute yourself if you are not.
Sorry, I think I okay. Sorry, my devices are low. My devices are low, and I can't. There's no light at the moment. I don't know if I can be granted an extension because I don't know how long it will last me if I can still join the next session. But at this point, the devices are very low.
You can actually just, if I cannot send you the attendance just to yourself, like I don't know, that's not convenient. I don't think that should work. You can actually log off now and join back by 12:20. You take that time, by then it will be made available on the chat room.
All right. Thank you very much. I think I'll just do that.
All right. So we can now go on break, move around, stretch. Just do something to like and then re-energize yourself and come back by 12:20. I'm leaving it on the chat room now. So by 12:20, we'll introduce the second speaker and then we'll get this class started. Thank you all so much. See you all later. Bye.
I tried to hide, but something broke. Mama, sit down, come down. I'm more for big mommy. Oh, damn. Let me see how she was very appreciative of my
Oh yeah,
call.
Bola, please help us mute your mic. We know you're appreciating things. Thank you.
Hello, guys. Good afternoon and welcome back. I'm guessing that we are all back. Not all of us are back, but some of us, most of us actually are back from our tea break, and we are ready for the second session. So, well,
Hello, madam.
yes, sir.
I'm still taking my tea.
You're going to be taking your tea and joining the second session, no?
Well, I'm still taking my tea.
Sorry, you later take the tea and join the session. You have to multitask.
Okay, so maybe at the same time, duplex.
Yes, now.
Yeah.
So it's almost 12:20. It's almost 12:20. And we have 77 participants. Once it's 12:20 on the dot, I'm going to introduce the second speaker, Mr. Toby. And he's going to take over from myself. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Please ensure that your mics are muted if you don't have anything to say to us. Please. Abdullahi, Mr. Abdullahi,
Yes, sir. Sorry.
please can you mute yourself? Okay, so it's 12:20. We have 78 participants. I would like to introduce the second speaker, Mr. Toby. We have 79 people now. What's going on with this thing? Okay. I'm going to be introducing the second speaker, Mr. Toby. His name is Mr. Oluwatobi Loba Jeremiah, and he is a result-driven professional with expertise in SOC operation, pen testing, vulnerability management, and IT security compliance. Skilled in scheme tools like Microsoft Sentinels and Plug, as well as Nexus, OpenVAS, Wireshark, and Metasploit. Known for reducing risks, detecting threats, and leading cybersecurity trainings with a 98% success rate. He is a certified complex security plus ISC 2, DHS, CISA, ICS, and SCADA security, Cisco, and ISO 27000 implementation. Recognized for improving organizational resilience and regulatory compliance through effective policy design and enforcement. Key project: Fish Detects AI, AI-powered phishing detection tool, Python, NLP, and Streamlit. Threat Intel Aggregator, AI Enforced Threat Intelligence, CLI. So that's our second speaker for today, Mr. Oluwatobi. Welcome, Mr. Oluwatobi. I don't know if you're on the call. Please, can you say hi to us?
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon,
Welcome, Mr.
everyone. Good
Toby. We are
afternoon.
so happy to have you today.
I'm so happy to have you too on the call. And everyone.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please, you'll be
Yeah,
taking the second session now. I'll be handing over to you officially. Thank you so much for coming.
you're welcome. All right, once again, I really appreciate you. I said that you can't even pronounce my name very well. All right. Yeah, that's I can pardon you on that. And for every person on this call, wherever you're hearing me from, north, south, west, and east, I welcome you, and I say at the end of the call today, you should have a better understanding on what we are going to deal with, and also learn how to improve your security posture. In addition to that, I'd like to commend my how do I put it? My friend and a colleague, Dishewa. Okay, he did very well in the previous session, and that's actually a beautiful one. So without wasting our time further, I'd like to quickly dive into the business of today. So let me know if you can hear me clearly. Let me know if I'm breaking. Let me know if you are still sipping your tea. Okay.
We are
Yes,
hearing
we can
you.
hear you clearly,
Yes,
clearly,
we
please.
can hear you, sir.
All right, all right. So just like we were told today, this session will be more of a practical session, in a sense that I like you to mute yourself while you're not talking, and if you need to say anything, you could speak up on mute and actually speak. All right, so let's get started. Let's get started now. Okay, my screen should be visible. My screen should be visible now. If not, let me know. Where do I put this guy? Okay, let me do this. Okay, perfect. Let me put it around the corner. All right. Just unmute and see you can see my screen if I proceed.
I can see it, sir. I can see it.
It's
Perfect.
seen. We
Yes,
can
sir.
see it
Right.
clearly.
Okay. So in the course of our
We
training
can see you,
today,
sir.
okay, just one person is good. So in the course of our training today, we like to the main focus is actually learn about the OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities.
There is no audio.
Maybe
We can't hear you, sir. We can't hear you.
So we can't hear you, sir. We can't hear you.
I'm thinking maybe he has a network issue, so let's just hold on a bit for him. The attendance is going to be shared soon, so just exercise a bit of patience. Well, we are going to have to wait for Mr. Toby. Maybe he has a network problem.
Hello. Hello. Is anyone there?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Please, I wanted to ask a very quick
Okay.
question.
Go on. What's your name so we can know who's speaking?
My name is Derek.
Okay, Derek. Welcome.
So my question is, what was like
what would you say is like the most difficult job when it comes to cybersecurity?
Well, I think no job is difficult, to be honest, if I were to answer the question. No job is difficult. You just have to know what you're doing. No job is difficult in cybersecurity. It's just a mindset
Okay,
thing. So Mr.
yeah,
Toby is
I actually
back
get that
now.
smart. Okay.
All right. Yes, I'm back. And sorry for the break. Sorry for the break, right? So yeah, like I was saying, today we are looking about the OWASP top 10, and we'll also be exploring the ZAP Pro Day, which is the official tool for the OWASP top 10. When we talk about the OWASP top 10, we are looking at it's actually it's a community project actually. I'm talking about standard awareness document for developers and web application security. It represents a broad consensus about the most critical security risks to web application. When we're talking about web application, we are like this interface you are looking at, there are a lot of things that is happening behind the scene, right? Only what you can see is what is being displayed. But back there are a lot of things, machine cooking up, roasting things that is going on behind the scenes. So like a company should adopt this document and start the process, blah, blah, right? Okay. Let's try and say this, okay? Okay, this is actually where you get the tool where we're going to use. If you have not done so, just go to zapproxy.org, then you click on download. So you can start downloading that. Then you come here, you choose your system architecture. If you are using Windows 64-bit, you click on this. If you are using 32-bit, you also click on this. For the Linux package installer, you have this and Mac OS. So you can start downloading that. I've done that already, so I don't need to actually do the download again. I want to come.
Sorry. Please,
Okay.
what can the sites to download? Please, what's the site again? They're so fast, I could not guess it.
All right, the site here. Can you see this? zapproxy.org. Let me put it on the chat for you. Let me put it on the chat for you. You were the chat. Okay, there's the chat. Let me put it on the chat for you. So you could just click on this to download that guy. So while that is ongoing, all right, while that is ongoing, we should quickly look at the 10 vulnerabilities we are talking about. Let's look at the 10 vulnerabilities we are talking about. You understand, this document is actually reviewed every 5 years. So like 2021, by I think by the end of this year or so, maybe early next year, we should have a newer document which will actually show all the state and security posture of this vulnerability. So as at 2027 and 2021, we see that we have injection to be number one. This is one of the top 10 web application security risks. When talking about risk, we're talking about the things that people should be wary of. When I say wary of, things you should be careful of, things that I can actually, if it actually get hold of you or your system, it can bring the whole thing down. It's a risk, right? So, Adeluya, Adetola, raising your hand, please. What do you want to say? Can you be fast about it? Hello? Okay. All right. I
So,
continue.
sir, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
So, concerning the how much is 64 is what installed?
Hello. Sorry. Just put your whatever on the chat box, please. Everybody should be muted. Everybody should be muted. Put everything on the chat box.
Okay, sir.
All right. I will see to it much later. So this is the top vulnerability as of 2027. And then the number 2 on the list is broken authentication. The number 3 on the list, as at 2027, is sensitive data exposure. As at 2027, the 4th on the list is SML, external entity. We call it SSE. Then we have the broken access control. We have the security misconfiguration. We have the cross-site scripting. We have the insecure deserialization. We have the using component with known vulnerabilities, and the last one on this very list as at 2027 is insufficient logging and monitoring. Now let's look at 2021 actually. So now, can you see this guy? Broken access control is topping the list now, right? And then the sensitive data exposure comes number 2. So now can you see that, okay, what we are trying to say is that here in 2027, this is how it is. This is the level of, this is the severity level. Then now in 2021, things have changed. The one that is actually topping is like somewhere in the middle, while the one that is in the middle is actually topping. So by the end of this year or early next year, we will see what document is going to be released by the OWASP organization. So let's quickly run this through within the next 2-3 minutes and see what we have here. Then talking about broken access control, according to this being the number 1, we move up from the 5th position, right? It says 94% of applications were tested for some form of broken access control. The 34 common weakness enumeration, CWEs, mapped to the broken access control add more occurrences in application than any other category. Can you see why it's stopping actually number 1? So number 2, we have cryptographic failure. And talking about cryptographic failure, we have shift up 1 position to number 2. It's actually number 2 here. Why is it? Okay, no, it's actually, I think, let me see. All right, this is it. Where is it? Is it new? I don't know. I can't find it. Cryptographic. All right. No, all right. I think it's new, right? In 2021, it's actually new, right? So what does it do? It's like previously known as sensitive data exposure. Okay, can you see? Previously known as this, now it's now cryptographic. So now what does it do, right? It said previously known as this, which was broad symptoms rather than the root cause. The renewed focus here is on failure related to cryptography, which often leads to sensitive data exposure or system compromise. Let's look at number 3. This is injection, right? 94% of the application were tested for some form of injection, and the 33 CWE mapped into this category have the second most occurrences in application. Cross-site scripting is now part of category of this edition. We move to the next one, we secure design, right? So with a focus on risk related to design flaws, if we genuinely want to move left as an industry, it calls for more use of threat modeling, right? Let's underline this guy. Threat modeling, secure design, pattern, and principle, right? So all these things, we need to actually understand it. Like I said, these are vulnerability right at now, 2021, and according to their hierarchy, listed according to their hierarchy. Let's look at the system misconfiguration. This shall move from number 6. Right? When we talk about system misconfiguration, in the previous edition, 90% of applications were tested for some form of misconfiguration, with more shift into highly configurable software. It is not surprising to see this category move up. The former category for SML, external entity, is now part of this category. We have vulnerable and outdated component. Look at this. This was previously titled Using Components with Known Vulnerabilities, and number 2 in the top 10 community survey, but also add enough data to make the top 10 via data analysis. This category moved up from number 9 in 2017 and is a known issue that we struggle to test and assess risk. It is the only category not to have any common vulnerability and exposure mapped to the included CWEs. So a default exploit and impact weight of 5.0 are factored into their scores. So let me also put this thing of this guy on the chat box so that we can make reference to it at our own time. Going through them now won't do any good for us. So, okay, thank you for that. So we have this and we have this and we have this server side request for you. So now we have seen the top 10 vulnerability, and we also want to check how to scan for vulnerability, be it from an endpoint or from a server also an endpoint, or from the web page also. So like now I said I've installed OWASP on my system already. OWASP is installed on my system already, and so I just have to click on this. So if you are installing it on your system on a window, I pray that we have time so that I can demonstrate this on Linux machine as well. If you are installing it, you also need to install the dependency, which is the Java runtime. Java runtime version 17. It's important that you do that first. Install the Java runtime server version 17. So I will launch on this guy. Let me launch on this guy. So once you launch on it, it's going to pop up just like this. It's going to pop up just like this. All right, so now we have it popped up. Let's get familiar with the interface before we move any further. Like it says, do you want to persist this ZAP session? That is now up to you to decide, just for a testing environment, and for the purpose of this training, I wouldn't want to persist. So you can choose option here as it applies to you. So let's just say I choose on this, then you can click on remember my choice if you want to keep using a particular option. Somebody is talking, right? Please, let's all be muted. Let's all be muted. So let's say let me put this guy aside first so that we look at what we have. Okay, let me just launch it. Okay, I guess let's start. Okay, fine. I guess let's start. Okay, let's look at the interfaces. Let's look at how it looks, the graphic user interface. Now we have here, this is the top menu bar or toolbar. This is the top menu bar, this is the toolbar, right? So under which on the first, we have the file, like you can just open a new session, or maybe you probably open a session that is already saved. You can start a new session or probably open a new session, the open session that is already saved. Maybe you want to continue a session. So we have persist session, we have session properties. It has to do with a particular session, right? Then you can import context here, and you can export context. And when you say import, you are bringing in. When you say export, you are taking out, right? So when you talk about the load add-on file, right? So this load add-on file, like just like we have on Firefox, Mozilla, and the rest, there are some add-ons that you can add, right, that can actually help, make your browsing session seamless. So it also applies to this. So when you are deleting, you can exit and delete a session, or you can just exit a session. Janet Niniola, what is that, please? Hello, Janet. Hello.
Sorry, sir. The Zap that we are downloading, are we not supposed to download it on our Kali machine, not on our Windows laptop?
Why did you download yours?
I downloaded it on my Kali Linux.
All right. We are going to demonstrate it here, and I also demonstrate it on your Kali Linux. We are doing the two. That's why I'm trying to rush to see how we can balance the two. Are we good?
Okay.
All right. Just follow through. Okay. So now we look at edit here. Here you can decide the Zap mode that you want. You can decide the safe mode, a protected mode, a standard mode. Currently, I'm in a standard mode or an attack mode. Whatever mode that you choose will be here. You understand? You can also, see it's showing standard mode, right? So this view, just like, trying to modify the interface or what you want to see, where you want to put your things, just like you set up your normal interface. Then analyze. Here is analyze. Here, this is where you scam policy. Yeah, it's very important, but it's actually beyond this level. It's beyond this class. Sorry to use that word. Well, here you can actually create a policy. You can create a policy. This is a policy manager. You can set up a policy like, okay, what I want to do, I want to scan for this. This is what I'm scouting for. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Then you just add a policy. Then you have the policy, you will set it up, and then you create it. Let's not go too deep into that. So since we are not creating any policy here, I'm just trying to explain. So once you put that thing in here, so your ZAP is going to scan or is going to perform operation based on the policy that you have put in place according to here. So it's going to work around it. It won't do anything outside the policy. So that's that. Then the most important here is report. Why do I say it's the most important? Because by the time you do your scanning and do everything, you can write it out on, with pen and the paper. So if you made in a way that a report can be generated here, we can also compare session. Let's assume that you have the first session which is saved, and you do another session. You can compare result. Like here, you can compare the two sessions here. And then if you want to generate report, this is where you come to generate report. Then you now decide, you put the name you want to put, everything is editable here. Then here, so it's also editable. Then where you want your guide to be saved, you can choose where you want it to be saved here. Then you can also choose templates. You can choose template, how you want it to be, how you want your report to be written. Yes, what you want to see, the content about the report, things like that. You can check and uncheck whatever you want. So talking about filter, also filter, this is the category of alert. When I talk about alert, I'm the same things that you see that raises concern. So you can actually check what you want to see here. If you want everything checked, you check. If you want to uncheck, or like, okay, I want only high risk, you can just leave that, and then you uncheck the rest. And you see the way I'm unchecking it, you can uncheck the rest. So we'll go right there in a moment. So our option here, then report name, like I said, then where you want your report to go, you can select here. There's something I'm looking for. Let me quickly find it. There's something I'm looking for. Sorry, there's something I'm looking for. There's something on. Okay, you see it here. You can decide. You can decide the format of the report that you want. It could be JSON file, it could be HTML report, it could be whatever, it could be whatever, it could be in PDF. So you can choose what form of report, the format of report that you want. Then after you have done all that, then you click on generate, right? So that's for the report. Let's come to 2. So this is the engine room of Zaprozzi. I call it an engine room because everything that you have to do, you have to carry out on the Zaprozzi, it depends on how vast, how well you understand the tools, right? It's like having a car having a 600 plus horsepower, and you are like moving at maybe 20-80 kilometer per hour. So that's that. Okay, all right. So now I like to quickly go into this. Let's look at the when you're talking about the first one here. Okay, the first one says browse API. We use the browse API to automate a task, right? When you want to start a scan, export report from script of maybe CI pipeline. We use it to discover available API calls and parameters. So mostly it's used to call out APIs, right? We use it to call out API, simple as that. Then let's look at the second one here. It says toggle break on all REST requests, right? Well, we used for testing authentication flows. We also use it to tampering parameters, right? Or we can use it to reproduce bugs, right? Mostly we can use it in manual request editor to change payload mid flow like that. Then the next one that looks more like it, they have a toggle break on all response. Remember, this is request, this is the response. So this is the test client side response. You understand? Just for us to be able to undo requests on the client side, right? So that's when we use that. Then we have submit and step to next request or response. This is used in debugging of a multi-request flow where the login, the redirect, resource, fetch, we use that. Then the next one is submit and continue to next breakpoint. We can't actually go through this one after the other, but let me just say when talking about an active scan, when you lost ZAP really, we launch a scan against a selected node or target. Let's start getting used to the word nodes because we hear it more often. So when we're setting active scanner against a selected node or target, right? So it sends attack payload, right? This one guy sent attack payload to find vulnerability. It sends attack payload to find vulnerability. You understand? So this one also work almost the same, but this one is in sequence, right? So let us look at I just hiding. When talking about spidering, right? It's like we are crawling into the webs, like the app is built in a way that it can crawl into the web, the APIs, the links, the links. Or a web is actually a collection of links, right? So it's going to crawl into all the links, and once it crawls onto the links, it's going to find actually vulnerabilities. So let's quickly just leave that for now and go on to the rest. Then we look at this when you want to import file, right? Putting file into it. We don't have Postman set up here, right? So we can't use that. Then now you can import a pickup file, which is a packet captured file, which can also be used in Wireshark. Then you can import all these files. You can import a file containing URL. You can import it and do a scan. When you want to export, right, all what you have imported can also be exported, right? So you can just save all that, and you are good to go. So the next thing that we will actually look into is the interfaces. Let's look at the interfaces, right? So we are looking at here. This is the context and the
Hello,
site.
sir. Hello, sir.
Okay. Hello.
Please, actually, I was following the practical using my laptop, but it's off. So I don't know whether we can get the slide and the recording so that we can redo it again.
I'm sure. I'm certain. I'm certain the session is being recorded, right? I'm certain the session is being recorded, so the recording will be shared with you probably at the end or when the person in charge decides to. So I can't really say when and how. Is that
Okay.
good?
Yeah. But do you have the slide?
Let's go through this first, right? So let's go
Okay.
through this. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So, okay. So we are talking about this, right? This is a column. This is the left column, right? We call it context, and this is the context, and we call it the site tree. All the site that we are crawling, all the site that we are attacking. You will see it here. You will see how we are crawling into those sites one after the other. By the time we get into it, you will see. Then here, this is the main work area, right? This is the main work area. This is the main work area. You can automate a scan here. You can also do a manual scan here. So it depends on what you want and how you want it to be carried out. So we have history tab, we have search tab, we have alert. Everything that we scan here, whatever we have done here, the alert will be here. The search of whatever we have carried out will also be here, and we can search here rather. The history of whatever we have carried out, you can just toggle on this guy to actually see through. Then the output. If you want more, you can start putting in. Like now, let's say I want Agile Spider, I put it there. Let's say I want active scan, I put it there. Let's say I want what I Forza, okay? I put it there. So you can put as many as you want. You can put as many as you want, right? So let me not flood that page because I would actually need that place to see the progress, whatever site we are actually scanning. So now for the purpose of this particular training for this class today, we will actually run a test against this site, testphpvulnerableweb.com, right? And let me also add to you that whatever you are learning here is for educational purpose only. So don't go around scanning people, scanning endpoint, and just because you know how to do it, right? There are consequences. There are consequences. So let's say I want to do an automated scan. Let's do that first. Let's say I want to do an automated scan. So I click on automated scan. It's going to show you something like this. So it's going to show you something like this. If you have configured it well, it's going to show you something like this. So you just type in whatever site you want to type. Let's say I want to like www.testphp.novonweb.com, right? So this is how it is. So you can come here to here, okay, Agile Spider, okay. Let me use the modern, okay. Let's use a little bit like that. Then you can choose whichever one you want. Let's leave it at Chrome. You can choose Firefox, you can choose Chrome Headless, depending on the target. Whatever scan you are doing, it depends on the target. Most importantly, it depends on the client, the request from the client, right? But for the purpose of this class, we will just be doing the Chrome, and we can just say, okay, let's attack. And just say, well, let's say attack. Okay, once I click on attack, I want you to pay attention to this space. I want you to pay attention to this space, and let's see what happens. So I click on attack. Okay, it says not found. Why is it not found? Okay. Let me see if we are going to see it. Okay. All right. So now I had to remove the protocol to get through. I have to remove the protocol to get through. So now can you see it's actually going, right? It's going. And let's see if we have anything here yet. We do have something here, right? So now it's opening up this guy, but I don't need it for now. Let's close it and pay attention to what is happening here. Like I said, I like you to pay attention to what is happening here. So I configure in a way that it's actually going to open as many pages as possible. But let me just keep closing it. I'm going to keep closing it, right? So it's actually scanning, it's going through. Now it's going to go through all the nodes, right? Can you see the spider logo here? So now it comes here. Let's see what we have here, right? Then that is how it's going to crawl into all the links. It's going to crawl through all the links. Everything on that page. Okay, now we are here. Everything on that page is going to crawl in, look for vulnerability in all the links. So, right, this is our GET request here. And then we are here. This is shop, this is shop, this is PHP, this is a card, it's going to scroll through, and let's wait for it to actually finish. Let's wait for it to actually finish. Let's wait for it to finish. Let's wait for this to finish. So then, while this is ongoing, this is scanning actually. Let's use one stone to kill two birds. So let's go and bring in our Kali machine and also see what we can do with that. Okay, let's use Kali blue. So if you are using Linux, like someone said, we just have to just come to your command line and then say that project. This is that project. So it's not there, it's not installed. So no issue about that. Let's just click on enter. It's asking me if I want to install it. I said yes, right? It's asking me if I want to install it. I said yes. So I click on yes. So it's asking for my password. It's asking for my password. If I use this root terminal, it's not going to ask for password. It's like, let's assume I use this. Let's assume I use this. I use this root terminal. If I use this root terminal and I say the same SAP proxy, it's not going to ask for password. Yes, it's not going to ask, it will just install straight away, right? But here, because I'm not on root terminal, it needs authorization to install. So that is asking for password. So know the difference between the root terminal and the user terminal. So now let's leave this guy to also install. Let's go back to this guy. So now that is going on, this also is going on. Let's see what we are doing. Okay. So it's scanning, it's scanning, it's scanning. It has a lot. I guess we have a lot on that page, right? But not to worry about it. Let's just keep scanning it and see what we have. Let me know if I'm audible enough, and let me know if I'm audible enough. Okay.
Actually, you are audible.
All right.
Actually, thank you, sir. You are on Kalinanux, right?
Okay, this is on the window machine. I'm on a window machine. This
actually,
is
do machine bar.
yeah, this
Good.
is window. This
Okay,
is
you can use the machine direct.
All right, wait, you can install. Okay, it's done, right? Let me say this. You can install Zaprozi on a window machine, and you can also install it on a Linux or Unix machine.
Okay, so I prefer window.
It's cross-platform, right? It's cross-platform. So that I'm also I'm demonstrating how you can install it on Linux already.
Okay, that's number one. Secondly, sorry, sir, because this is the interesting part. So now you are scanning this website, right?
Yes, I'm scanning this website.
So, for example, now if you want to scan
205,
a system,
206,
particular
207,
computer, you need to install their computer.
210.
All right, you know what? Please
211,
put your
212,
questions
213,
towards the end of the
214,
class.
215.
And someone that
Okay.
is saying, please, can we mute ourselves, please?
Okay, sir. Let me
Please.
down.
You counted the 15s now instead of 10. This 10.
Hello, can we mute? Can we mute? Or I will ask the admin to mute all of us together.
Bring down my system for me. Let me see what I
Hello.
can see.
Hello. Please,
Mr.
let's mute.
Yola, we can hear you, sir.
It's Mr. It's Mr. Yola. All right, okay. So now, we have actually carried out some scan here, and like I said, this is a place where this is what do I call it? I call it a tree window, right? In the sense that all the link in that node is going to actually crawl into the spider has the capability of going through the lens to bring out features vulnerabilities, which he has carried out successfully. So let's leave that for now. Let's try and see what we have here. The scan is still going, right? Let's try and see it's still going, but let's look at it's okay, it's still going. The scan is still going. Let's leave it. Let's leave it. Let's go on our Windows machine and our Linux machine and see what we have. Our Linux machine too is also going. So it's also going. It's also going through, right? So let's wait on the two and see which one comes out first. So we have 4% here. We have 90% on the other side. So what I'm doing here, I'm also going to carry it out on our Linux operating system so that we can see how the two works and simple. So it's scanning. All right, you can ask your question if now. Let's do this rather for us to wait.
Okay,
One after
okay. Can
the
I
other. One after the other. Let's be
okay,
coordinated.
can I ask my question now? It's
I can hear
Abdullahi.
you.
Okay. I say now, since you are my own question now, since you are carrying out on a website, right? What about if you want to carry out on individual computer? How do you have to install the ZAP on that system and then carry out, or how do you go about it?
Okay, I think maybe after this particular scan, I will scan our local host. Your system is actually the local host, right? And
Yes.
right, yes, you can just put in your local host address, which is 127.0.0.1, right? So this guy
Sir,
here, this
sorry, sir, say what?
wait,
The address of
you just put the address of your local host. This guy has the capability of scanning endpoints. Your system, your
okay.
phone, your mobile devices, they are all endpoints, right? You can scan against a website. You can scan against an IP addresses. Are you with me?
Okay.
Hmm?
Yeah.
You can scan,
Yes.
yeah, you can scan. So you can put in your local host address and scan, right? And if you have any server hosted on your local machine, it also has an IP. Are you with me?
Yeah.
It also have an IP. Just bring the IP address and put it on this column. You put it in this column, right? And it's going to scan.
Okay.
I will demonstrate that in the course of our training today.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so this guy is going, like, can you see the progress? 18%, and you see current scan 1, right? Number of requests 22,020. Well, it's still going, and we have generated 19 alert already. Can you see it here? So you can see the progress here. You can see the progress. You can see how things is going. You can see how things is going. Let's check on our neighbor. Okay, it's also going through. Fine. So now what we have done, Mike.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir, please. I want to ask, in an environment where you have devices that are on DHCP, how do you conduct scanning?
In a device where we have a DHCP, that is dynamic host configuration protocol, right?
Correct.
Okay. What makes it dynamic? Let me ask you. What do you think makes it dynamic?
Yeah,
And
because
wait, hold on. What
okay,
makes
sir.
it dynamic, and
Yes, sir.
how does it communicate to the internet?
Okay, so now we have a machine that is receiving IP from maybe a router or maybe a DHCP server. The IP address is on lease. It's not static. So now it can change. Probably my machine on the network is on DHCP. Then probably I scan it now. Tomorrow it changes. So how do I know the IP address?
All right, that's a good response, right? It's dynamic because it's not static. It actually changes, and what's actually changed is your router. It's the router that is responsible for it, isn't it?
Sure.
Right?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. As
Yes.
long as at a point in time, it can establish a connection, a session. If it cannot establish a session, it cannot communicate to the internet. Are you with me?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
All
Correct.
right. The same IP, either it is dynamically assigned or it is manually statically assigned. Right with me? Right.
Yes, sir.
Just put in the IP into this guy. It's going to create a session and run the scan.
At that point.
Yes.
Okay.
The scan I run now, let's be clear on this. I'm running this scan now at this particular point in time, and I'm going to generate a report. Are you with me?
Yes,
That
sir.
does not tell me that does not say that by the time I run the same scan tomorrow, I will have the same report.
Okay.
You get it? That doesn't
Sir.
mean that if I should run the same scan tomorrow in that same environment, that doesn't mean I'm going to generate a 100% or identical report. You understand?
Yes,
Things
sir.
may have changed. Are you with me? So the report,
Yes, sir.
the report I'm generating now applies to now, and whatever mitigation has to be done needs to be carried out immediately. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
If an adversary, when it's an adversary, a threat actor, uses a vulnerability in a system to carry out an attack, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. By the time we now carry the attack, and maybe after the person has carried out the attack, that is when I now do a rescan. Are you expecting that I'm going to get the same result?
No, you cannot.
I cannot, right? You understand that?
You can't get the same result, sir.
All right. Any
Yes,
other
sir.
question?
Yes. So now, is it possible for us to equally use the computer name to scan?
Yeah, you think they want to use the computer name. They are talking about endpoint, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, endpoint, right. So they have to resolve the name to an IP, of course. We can't,
Correct.
you understand? Yeah. So yeah, of course, it should.
Okay.
It should. It should.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
So, sir, another question, last one. Sorry. So, what you mean when an endpoint is connected online, you can also use another, since that endpoint is connected online, so can you use another system or machine entirely to scan that, for example, phone that's online on the internet, or the scanner has to be on that same machine? For example, I
Okay.
have a computer system, I name it Abdullahi, and it's
Hello.
online. Can I use
Hello.
another computer to scan it or not?
All right, Mr. Abdullahi, right. In the outside world, we are carrying, let me explain this. We are doing this test in the controlled environment, right? We are the attacker. We are also the observer.
Yes.
That is what I'm trying to say, okay? In the real world, you can only choose which part you want to belong. Either you want to attack or you want to be a defender. Let it now. So now, let's look at it in the attacker's shoe. Now, you can't, most of the time you don't have you don't have a physical access to the machine you want to attack, right?
Yes.
So how do you carry out the scan?
That is my question.
Exactly what we are doing here. The question, the answer to your question is here. What we did was that we go online. There is a stage in cybersecurity. I've actually forgotten. There is this particular stage, we call it reconnaissance, right? In the reconnaissance stage, we gather information about our targets. Like now, Mr.
Yes.
Abdullah, I want to know where you are living. I want to know how many dogs you have. That is where I will start. I want to know the kind of car you are driving. If it is blue, green, I want to know if you are connected to one IG or one DPO. In case if I launch an attack, you will not come and carry me immediately. You understand? So,
Yes.
so you gather, you call it intel. You gather information about your set targets. You get to know them. Sometimes you can even get close to them and see how you gather your information. Okay, Mr. Yola.
Okay, thank you very much, Oluwatobi.
Awesome.
What I want to say is this. I just want to make a clarity Are you getting me? And it's very simple. Whenever you talk about endpoints, Oluwatobi has let every one of us on the call understand that before you can say you want to attack, or probably you want to scan, or you want to penetrate, you need a source that you can connect to. So that particular source is called an endpoint. So now, if that endpoint is not a website URL, do you understand? It's going to be an IP. If it's not an IP, then it can be a link. Do you understand? That can be accessible via the what? Via the internet, or via the URL, or whatever method that you are using to scan. Do you understand? So you need a source, and that is what we call the endpoint. So whether you want to connect your personal system or you want to scan your personal system, you still need what we call an endpoint. That is the what? That is either an IP or a URL, or probably any other given link. Do you understand? That can be used to get to that particular location or target that you are trying to penetrate or attack. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? So that's what we call an endpoint. So I think I'm able to answer that question so that Toby can continue what he's doing. Do you understand?
Yeah, thank you very much for the clarification. Thank you.
Sorry again. Then if you want to scan, you don't have to necessarily install on the host computer. You don't necessarily have to install on the computer you're trying to, check the vulnerability on it. All you just need to do is to get the access, which is the endpoint. Do you understand? So you don't have to always install. So just get your own system. I get me. Get either the IP address, get the endpoint URL. Do you understand? Then all you do is from your own system, you'll be able to do what? You'll be able to have access. I think that should answer your question. So you don't need to continuously install. No, only one installation on your own system. Then you are given access to which of the IPs you want to attack. Then you can proceed from there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really understand you. So it means once a system is not connected, then it means you cannot carry out this kind of scan. You only carry out forensic.
You cannot
100%.
scan if
100%.
it's not connected.
You only carry out forensic, not automated.
No, you cannot do any of this.
Okay.
The system you want to scan must be accessible via the internet.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Any other question? We are using that to, I don't know, we are using that to, we are putting that in between the sessions so that we can make use of the time of the scan. So if you have a question, you can.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you. Good
All
afternoon.
right, you're well done, sir. On your page here, when you are trying to put the URL, that's use Ajax Spider with use Chrome. Can we use Edge instead of Chrome?
On this, yes, you have Chrome, you have Edge, you have
can we use that Edge?
You can use any of it. Are you with me?
All right.
You can use any of, well, hold on, right? Any of this browser you are using, make sure you have it on your system.
Okay.
Make sure you have any of the browser you want to use installed on your system.
Okay.
All right. So because it's actually crawling, when it's crawling, it's using that terminal. That's the implication. It's actually using that terminal to access the site. If you come in here, right? I told you we have in this window, 3 window site window, right? So now it's able to use that terminal to access the site and to fetch out the links.
Okay.
All right. If it is not actually installed, it will ask for it, or it won't be able to perform the system, the function 100%.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
you will rather hold on, don't go yet. Where this code, look at this place. Can you see this place?
Yes.
We are getting 200 OK, 200 OK, and we also get 400 not found, right? In the case whereby the guy you are using, the browser you are using is not installed, you will get 400 not found. 400, that's the code you will get. You get 400 also.
Okay.
You understand it?
All right.
Okay. So let's
Yeah.
check on our neighbor.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, our neighbor is done now. All right. So now let's say let me clear this off. Let me exit, and let's go back to our terminal. Okay, let's see now we want to like launch it. You just say Zap Rosy. You have installed it already now. It's turning green, showing that we have it installed on our system. So you can either launch it here or you come to this guy and you look for it, reconnaissance. It should be under reconnaissance, right? It should be under reconnaissance. Okay, it should be here. Let's see. Can you see? It's here. It's here, and it should also be here. Okay, it's not here. So now that you only have it, so you either click, from here, or you just pick it up from here. Once I click on enter, it's going to launch and it's going to open up. So it's opening up. While it's opening up, let's check on our neighbor here. We still have 49%. Dorothy, okay?
Yes, please. Yeah, yesterday I was able to install the XAMPP on my Kali Linux. But the unfortunate thing is that yesterday when I installed it, I was able to see the welcome and they gave some 3 tabs, the automated scan and anything. But this morning, when I opened it, it's not showing. How do I then see? Because you've gone to automated scan. I wanted to follow you, but it
Okay.
happened not to show there.
It's not showing like, it's not bringing the interface just like this.
Yes.
What can you see on the interface?
So the interface there at the right hand side is blank, but at the left hand side, I can see the context, then the default context, the site. That one is visible. But
Okay, let me
that's
see.
the
Okay, hold on. Let me
okay.
understand you. Like now, I just installed this now, and I click, I don't want to persist, right? I don't want to
Yes.
persist. What you have done on the window, we are repeating on the Linux, right? So I click
Yes.
on start. When I click on start, are you saying that you can't, okay, it's actually asking for update, right? Let me just quickly do update all so that we can have our package up to date. So are you saying that you don't have this?
Yes, yesterday it was there, but today when I
But today you have this, but you don't have this. Can you see this quick start?
no, I can see header test, body test. I can't see, but I can see request and so
You can see
I
the
can see
request
request.
response,
Yeah,
but you can't see
request
quick start.
response.
You can't see quick start.
No.
That means you have mistakenly unpin it. See, can you see this pin here?
Yes.
You mistakenly unpin it from here.
Oh,
Another way
okay.
around it, because I going to look for how to just click on this guy, see if you can see this
Okay.
plus, and check if you
Yes.
can see the quick start there first. Quickly check
I
that.
can see break and client details.
But you can't see the quick start.
No.
Okay. If you can't see the quick start, then let's go to the system. Where do I think I have it? History. Where do I think I have it again? I can't. Okay, I can't really figure right now. But you can put it back here. You can actually put it back. It's somewhere in one of these tools here, but I can't seem to place my hand on it right now. Okay, I don't know. No. But what you can actually do, you can just you can do an artist scan, you can do a spider scan all from here. But maybe after the class, we can revisit this, right? Let's revisit
Okay.
this after the class. Just follow through. Just follow through. So
Okay,
now
sir.
let's check on this.
You skipped it from the option you previously opened. It was there.
It was there.
Yes,
I
it
think
was there.
When you go to view and show tab, you can see it there.
you mean where is it? Where is it? You mean here?
Yes,
View,
When you went
view
to
and show
view,
tab
which start tab
at the
was there?
top left. Top left.
Top
Go
left.
to
no, file edit
go to
view.
view. Go to view.
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 Like
View.
Yeah,
view.
view
View. Go to view.
and show tab.
Then click on show tab.
Yeah, the
Now,
second
go
this one,
editing tab.
quick
Why?
Go
quick
down.
start.
Go down. Yeah, look at it.
All
Yeah,
right, you
Quick
are
yeah,
start.
there.
this one.
Can you see it here?
You are
Here.
yeah.
Yes.
Can you
There
see
I
you
it
can
now?
see
see
it as
it.
your own, but I can't see it as my own.
Ah, you can see it.
Yes.
Ah,
On
so
your...
your own what we are using.
I think then she should try the control shift Q and see if it will come.
All
Okay.
right. Okay.
No, so
Just press.
a lot of be. Sorry,
Yes,
what you
sir.
can do is that maybe you can allow us share a screen once you are done with your explanation, so that while you are trying to wait for that one to be done.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
understand?
Okay.
So you can
Okay.
just tell her
That's
to
the
share a screen.
perfect
Okay.
position.
Okay. We're going to do that much. Let's quickly run through this, right? So that we'll do that. Are you okay, ma?
Yes, please.
Okay. So now we have done the installation here, and we have also our add-on. We have done that. Okay. So, like I said, we automated scan. We have carried out automated scan here. So we have 64 still going through. So let's not do an automated scan here. Let's do something else. Let's do something else here. The first thing
It's
we
a
need
manual
to,
scan.
you said?
Manual scan.
No, manual scan is almost the same. Just put in your endpoint, like my boss has said. It could be your IP, it could be your link, it could be your what's it called? It could be your URL. Just put in there and then select the browser. You understand? Select the browser and then click on scan. So you can do that on your own. Are you with me? You can do that
Yes,
on
sir.
you can do that on your own. What
Okay.
I want us to actually do here is actually simple. Let's I need you, and I also need you to pay attention, right? I want you to pay attention. So now we want to configure our proxy to automatically uh, detect or automatically scan a site. In the moment we launch our Firefox, it can crawl into the site automatically and then scan for vulnerabilities. That's what I want to do. So now what we are going to do now is just that we are going to go to two. We're going to go to two. We are coming to option. When you come to option, you come down to network, and come to, let me open it so that it can be bigger. So we come to network and you come to server certificate, right? So now when you come to server certificate, what you have here is a server certificate. So with this certificate, we can configure it on our what's it called, on our Firefox, mainly Firefox, because it comes pre-installed on Kali. So now we'll save this guy. Let's save it, and let me save it on download. Let me save it on download. Let me save it on download, right? I save it on download. Okay, I save it on download, right? So now that I've saved it on download, Then I will open up my Firefox. I'll open up my Firefox. Let me check on this. Okay, 74%. I open up my Firefox. Oh, why should I close it? Open up my Firefox. Yes, come here. Let's go on to settings. I'll come to settings. Then we go to way down. Go to network settings. Okay, no, not network settings here. We go to privacy and security. You're going to want to import our certificate. You go to view certificate. When you go to view certificate, yes, you go to import. Please follow this process. You go to import, and where we save it on download, right? This is the certificate we saved from Zap. So you import that certificate to your Zap, and you click on open, and make sure you check this guy. Make sure you check this guy. It's very, very important. So now we have checked this guy, and we say okay, right? And we also say okay. Let's go back to our Zap proxy and check this. Can you see on our local host, this Zap proxy is binded to port 8080. Are you with me? It's binded to port 8080. You can change, you can disable whichever port you want to, but for me, let's leave it at default, port 8080, right? Now, we have binded our Zap with our, what's it called? Our Mozilla, right? So there is one more thing we need to do on our Mozilla. We need to install one add-on to it, which is called fuzzy proxy. Fuzzy proxy. Let's look for this fuzzy proxy. Okay. Let's add extension, right? You go to extension. You come to extension. Extension, you click on fuzzy proxy. And if you click on fuzzy proxy, yes, it's going to load. It's going to load. This is the one we are looking for, the standard. Click on this standard. Click on this standard and install it in your Firefox. Install it on your Firefox. Okay, make sure that you check this box here. Make sure that you check this box here, right? And let's say we want to pin it to toolbar. We'll pin it on toolbar so that it can appear here for easy accessibility, right? We can easily access it. Yes. No, now we have put it here now, right? So we are done with, we don't need this guy anymore. We don't need this guy anymore. Blessing Dockers. Want to do something? You can go on, Blessing. Okay. Now that our what's it called? Our scan is concluded. Our scan is concluded. Like I said, every side that it has scrolled is here. Everything that is scrolled through is here, right?
Hello?
Yes, Blessing.
The one that you just finished now, the interface you just removed now, is it only on Kali? Because like if you don't have Firefox on that system, can it also work, or the Firefox is presently on Kali automatically, or I didn't get?
I said it earlier. That means you are not following me.
Sorry, I skipped the remainder.
Firefox, it comes with Kali Linux. It is pre-installed on Kali Linux.
All right.
So where it's pre-installed, it comes by default.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So now this guy is done. and we have all this. We have all this here. So what we can actually do for us to we are looking for vulnerability, right? And that scanning automatically has vulnerability. Let's say we want to go a step further. We can just go to we can
Sorry,
click on this.
Toby, sorry.
Sir?
Let me just attend to Blessing before you
Okay.
continue. So, there are two ways, Blessing, if I'm not getting you wrong. We have the setup for Windows, the setup for Kali Linux. So if you are
Alright.
installing on Kali Linux, you saw the process you had to go through. Do you understand? It's
Okay.
totally different from when you are installing on Windows.
On
On
Windows,
Windows,
yes.
it's just a straightforward setup. Do you understand? On Kali Linux, because you are using a virtual box, because you have to ensure that all the environment is properly configured before you run the scan. That is what you just finished explaining now. Do you understand? So there are two
Alright.
different environments. So we have the Windows, we have the Kali Linux environment. So if you are using Windows, he has done that initially. He has run the scan and the results is completed now. So on Kali Linux, it was showing you how to set up the whole environment. So for those people that want to install it on Kali Linux, then they can be able to see how to install it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now?
All right.
Then
Thank you. Thank you.
Oluwatobi, I think you need to also show them something. Look at the alerts down.
Yeah,
The
we'll go
alerts
there.
down
We are getting
under
there.
the
We are going there,
taskbar.
sir.
You need to show them. Yeah, thank you very
We are
much.
going there. Thank you, sir. So now, this we have the response, and we have the request, we have the response, and we have the requester, right? So let me explain this to you, right? When it was crawling, when we were actually penetrating, because this is penetration test, right? When we were actually scanning, which was penetration testing, this guy sends a request, and for us to see the request, let's click on this, right? This is the request that is sent. This event that is sent, let's go to where we have the site. Okay, yeah, let's go to it, right? From here, ignore what we have above it. So here, it sent the request to the server, and this is the agent, this is the host, right? The host, a GET request, right? And this version of HTTP, and this is the host, right? And the user agent that we use is Mozilla, right? The version. And it's also detected that we use Windows machine running on this architecture, right? So you see everything here. And let's look at what the response looks like. Can you see the response here, on the other hand, give us the back end, what happens in the back end, everything, the HTML files. It gives us the back end. Let's assume that someone wants to do an attack now. It can do modification here, but it can do modification of this attack on this on this HTML. So you can go through them one after the other and see the request. You see the request that was sent. You also see the responses, right? So now, leaving that aside, see this, right? You see all the HTML files. So the spider actually scroll through the webs and pull up everything for us to see. It pulled out everything on that particular site. It's actually a vulnerable site. If it were to be a more secure site, we won't see this much, right? So let's take note of that. So now, let's come to our alert. Let's come to our alert here. This is our alert here. Just this is alert. This is history tab. History tab shows us the site that we visited. This is number one site that we visited, right? This is the timestamp. It happens on so dates, right? And it shows us the code 200. I said 200 is okay, right? And the highest alert is medium. The highest alert is medium. So now, looking at the output, the alert here, we see we have 19 alerts here already. So let's look at the stuff one after the other, and we can't just look at it. We also need to check the OWASP top 10 and see if we are making sense or not. check the OWASP top 10 and see if we are making sense or not. Let me check and share my screen. Not you. I'm trying to see if you can share my screen so that we can see them. Okay, let's look at it side by side. Okay, I think it's fair. Let me know if you can see my screen now.
I can see it, sir.
Okay, thank you for that response. Okay, let's manage it this way. So now, yeah, okay, now the first, okay, the first one here says cross-site scripting. Cross-site scripting. Let's look for the cross-site scripting here if we have it. Okay, it's not in the top 10 in 2021, but let's look at 2027. So on 2017 rather, we have it in 2017, but in 2021, it's not in the top 10, right? It's not in the top 10. Now let's understand what we mean by cross-site scripting here. The description says it's an attack technique that involves echoing attacker-supplied code into a user's browser instance, right? Okay, can you see what we have here, right? You see what we have here. So now let's just go ahead and then see, because of our time. Oops. Because of our time, Mike, you might need to hold on. You might need to hold on. Because of our time, we have done the scan. We have generated, we have gotten our information. Now let's see how to generate a report. You just come here and click on generate report, right? Like I said, you can decide to say, okay, let's generate in HTML. Let's do it in HTML, the scope, the name, and CyberGs scan. Yes, the name, the type, whatever, everything is there. And what else do we need? I'll get back to you. Filter, we don't need filter. We need everything. We need all that. Options, we don't need all that. Then we click on generate report. Let's generate report and see what we have. Okay, we have generated the report, and this is what the report will look like, right? It gives the heading that says CyberGs scan, and the target site here is vonhelp.com. So let's look at the summary of the alert. We have the number of alert to be 6. We have the median to be 4. We have low to be 3. Informational to be 6, right? Let's look at the summary of sequence. For each step, we saw pass, fail, risk, whatever. Okay, so this is what we are trying to talk about, right? So we have number of instances that actually tick this box, cross-site scripting, right? So which is high, the risk is high. We look at this reflected, the risk is also high. We see the SQL injection, the risk is also high. We look at, can you see we have this, and in details, it is here, attack technique that involve echoing attacker supplied code into a user's browser instance. Like when someone input a code into the login, it echo it back. That's what we are talking about. It echo it back. That shows that the site is actually vulnerable to cross-site scripting DOM, right? So let's look at the other ones. This another one reflected. The reflected, when talking about reflected, it's an attack technique that involves echoing attacker supply code also, right? This also reflected cross-site scripting. And this is the script that he used. This is the script that the attacker used, right? This is the script that Zap Proxy automatically used. This script is what he used to actually, when you input this guy, okay, let me copy this guy and demonstrate what I'm trying to say. When you input this guy and you come to like maybe, let's say facebook.com, let's just say Facebook. It won't go through. I'm just trying to tell you how it's being carried out. In this input here, this place, they put the code there. They put the code here and they click on login. They click on login. So whatever information they get here would tell them if the site is actually vulnerable or not, right? You can see even from here, they can see from the browser, from the URL, they can also see if it is vulnerable or not. Back to what we are doing. So when you generate a lot like that, you will see things like this. You will see the attack script. You will see the attack script. You will see the evidences. Attack script. These are the attack scripts. When you talk about the cross-site scripting, this is what we are talking about. This is putting a code into the input section of a browser, of a web application, right? Then we have all that now. And going down, we have time-based, mostly SQL injection. You see, we have a lot of it. This is anti-cross-site scripting, right? This says a cross-site request for use an attack that involves forcing a victim to send an HTTP request to a target destination without their knowledge, right? So we also find this vulnerable in that particular site. So because of our time now, we have generated a report, and I'd like you to also, maybe if you have your system with you, try to open up Zap and use the site I posted, also generate report, and let me see what you have. If you're able to do it, just come back on the chat and let me know. Then I will call you up to show us what you have done. Then as that is going on, let's quickly look what is happening here. So we are rounding up now. So now we have done that, and we have our guy is set. Then we need to configure this guy to listen on our local machine on the port 88, right? On port 8080, because that's by default where this guy is actually listening to, right? So let's go there. Then we go to this guy. We click on option. When you click on option, you click on proxies. Then you click on add proxy. When you click on proxy, now you give it the title Zap. Let's see Zap proxy. This is Zap proxy. This is Zap proxy. Then it's actually HTTP. The protocol is HTTP. Then the host name, you give it your local host, or you just type 127.0.0.1. Then you can just put in 8080 here, and you save it. You save it, right? Then you close this guy. We are done with it. Now let's see if we are able to connect to it. So you now bring this here. You bring the Zap proxy here. Now let's launch our Zap proxy. So now it has connected to Zap proxy on the localhost 8080. Can you see it? Can you see it? Zap proxy on localhost 8080. Now let's say I want to actually time is not on our side really, but let's so that we can see what we are doing. Let's say I want to go to let me see, I want to go to what site can I actually
Sir?
Let's do I can hear you, please. Can you hold on? Let's do let's just do google.com. We have a load of Google from time. Let's go. I want a site that is light, a light site. That won't take forever to load.
Please don't scan any site that you don't have authorization to do, please.
Yeah, I know that's exactly what I'm.
I have a suggestion. If you are not, you see, actually, I have a suggestion. This is a class. Since you say maybe time is against you, I think since we are here to learn, even next week they can spare even 30 or 20 minutes for you to just calm down and do it, so that we can be able to assimilate whatever you are saying. But now we are missing a lot of things.
Let's go to. Hello, sir. Just listen to what we are trying to let you know here, right? It's fine. It's let's just say I want to juice shop. I don't know that particular site name, but I think let's just say juice shop. Juice shop. Let's see. Let's see. Can you see immediately it's connected here? We are targeting here, it's connecting here. Can you see? Can you see how it's scrolling automatically? Can you see how it's scrolling automatically? That's the power of OWASP. Let's say, okay, allow. That's the power of our OWASP. Okay, this is where I'm going, go. So let me see. I take this. Where are you? Let's see. This is where I'm going. Let's click on this guy. Okay. A section of call connection to couldn't go through. Okay. Roku. Let's see. Let me use another guy. Let's see if we are able to connect to this guy. Okay, so now we are able to connect to this guy. So now that's how attack is being done, right? I connected to this guy.
We are not even following for now. So my own advice, if you can respond. Hello, we can't hear you. Hello. You are not audible, sir.
I think we lost him.
Actually, actually that's why I wanted to suggest. Why don't he just postpone even in the next week? Maybe they can spare 5 to 10 minutes for him. Let him come back and then complete. Now we are missing a lot of things. That's my suggestion, sir. My opinion.
This is what I would do.
Mr. Abdullah, I think it's as students, I don't think it's in our place to suggest to our moderators or instructors what to do. It's
no, don't worry. Let me take it from there.
We have to respect them. Let them work at their own pace, please.
Okay. You know what, Layo. You know what we'll do is that I would speak with him. I get him. So I'll tell him to do probably a 15 minutes video each for both the Windows installation and running of the scan, and do the one for Kali Linux differently. So we're going to share the link during the course of the week. But one of the things that you need to understand that during the course of the video, you should understand that all the long hours you are taking to run the scan cannot be shown because it's going to take longer time in recording. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I'll make sure it does that. But let him come back on the call to come and finish up this section.
I'm back on the call, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Olatubi.
All right, thank you, sir. So what I'm actually trying to do here is that I want us to actually do this and see what we are actually trying to achieve. I want to do this. So let's do the test up. www.test. .com. Okay. Now we have it's not actually going through here, but let's see how we can do it here. Let's see if we can do it here. Okay, so let me bring out this guy. Let me bring out this guy and see www.test. Okay, now we have it here. No, not yet. The connection refused. I don't know what actually went wrong, but I think the connection has refused to go here now. So all right, it's not me, it's actually the site. The site is down. The site is down, so we might not be able to continue from here, right? So we have been able to generate a report and we have seen how things work. What I was actually trying to do is that I want to intercept a login. I want to actually put in a fake username and a password, and I want to show you how it is going to be visible for an attacker in case you are actually working or transmitting or communicating over an unsecure network. So that is what I actually intend to demonstrate for you. Thank you for having me on the call. I really appreciate everyone. And if you have any question, I think you can actually start bringing them on now so that we can attend to it within the space of our remaining time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Before any question, I want to first appreciate the consultant on the call this morning, Oluwatobi. Thank you very much for this. And I know we have a lesser time for you to cover up everything you want to do, but I'm going to make sure that or I want to plead that you please give us maybe 30-minute session again, and that 30-minute session will be divided into a 15 minutes session where you talk about the Windows installation differently, and you're going to be talking about the Kali Linux setup differently. Then you're going to show how they are going to be able to run the testing on all their devices. I think this is very good for us all. Do you understand? I don't know if you grant that request.
It's fine, sir.
Okay. So thank you for everybody that have been saying they don't have enough time. So he has promised that it's going to be. So I promise you that I'm going to send the link across to everyone during the course of the week once he's done with the recording.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. So let me just say, noting that you need to understand that we are going to be sending you an assessment. So you are one of the things you are going to be doing is that, please listen to this very carefully. You will use any of the 3 tools that you've learned in the last 3 classes, that is the first class, the second class, and the third class. Any one of them, you will use any one of them to be able to carry out your penetration, your vulnerability assessment, and the potential testing. All we need from you is either you generate a report. If you are using when last session and this session, you generate a report for your scan, or you take a screenshot of the result of your scan. Do you understand? So you are taking a screenshot, you put it on either a PDF, I said a PDF, a PowerPoint. Do you understand? Then you convert it to PDF before you send it in. So all you're sending, we're going to send probably either a link where you can send your assessment, or we'll allow you to post it on WhatsApp so that people can talk about it at random. Do you understand? So you pick one, two, then you're going to use it to be able to run a VAPT on the links that are going to be sent to. And we also like you to also explain your results, maybe in a number of characters, maybe 200 characters or 300 characters. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So all this needed to be done, and you have to submit it on or before I think 10 p.m. on Tuesday. 10 p.m. on Tuesday. So the instruction will be sent in to your email, and it's also going to be sent in to your to the WhatsApp so that everybody can see it. So, and everybody have not yet written their attendance. Remember, it's very important for you. One of the criteria for you to, get your certificate is that you have to have a 70% attendance. It's very important for you to have that particular attendance. So ensure you get your certificate before you leave the call. So anybody that has a question, you can quickly ask up now, and then Oluwatobi will answer questions. Let's just do it in like 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Yeah, blessing.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. I want to say thank you very much for this eye opener. But my question is on the last one you did now, the scanning of a thing. Actually, I scanned my phone using window. But my question is, under the codes, is it going to be bringing only 200, or the code will vary? Because from my own side here, I got 301, I got 404, and I got 200. So I don't know, I'm confused. Is it only 200 that's going
Yes,
to be giving
you
me?
can. If you don't have, you can check it up. Once you click on each of those arrows, you can be able to see what those code means. But if not, you can just copy those code, like 301. What you can copy it and check on the browser. What does 301 error means? Do you understand? It's going to tell you. If it is 401, it will tell you. If it is 200, 200 is always success. 401 means that it's not found. We have 500. 500 means that that particular domain or something does not exist. So we have a lot of errors like that. So all you just need to do is familiarize yourself with those error codes. Do you understand? So
Okay,
you can always check.
but it's normal.
Yes.
But it's normal to get those codes.
Yes, it's normal. Yes.
All right.
It's telling you what's detected while it was scanning those particular sites.
All right. Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Any other question? Yeah.
Yes, please. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed the lesson, and it's very, very educative. My question is, you mentioned request responses and requester also. My question is based on responses. Now, he said that you can actually modify the HTML codes and probably do your injection or whatever it is. My question is, can this modification be done real time, as in doing it online as you're connected, or you copy the entire code, modify it first before you push it again? That's my question.
Okay. Thank you for asking that question. It's actually a part of what I actually designed for the training today, but unfortunately, time wasn't on our side. I hope that we have another session where we can properly demonstrate exactly what you have said and to answer your curious mind.
Please
Actually,
put it on the video, please. You are going to make.
or what that process is used for is to intercept process, in the sense that when you are communicating, someone is sitting at point A, somebody is sitting at point B. Communication going through point A to point B somebody sit in between point A at point B to intercept, to hijack the communication. That is what ZAP proxy mainly is used for. So when you see a request and you see response, request is that, okay, I requested for something from the server. The server will respond. Are you with me? When I make that request, somebody can pause the request. Somebody can sit on the request and change the request. When it changes the request, it will now use the requester to forward the what that person is asking, right? So by the time it gets to the server will not probably authenticate it and grant whatever that has been modified. Are you with me? So
Yes, please.
there are several ways that attack can be carried out. So it's just quite unfortunate that we cannot fully demonstrate, and it's really, I don't know, it's paining me now. So, but nevertheless, it's something that you have fun exploring on your own and see how that thing works. But mainly is that those HTML, when they send requests like that, it is capable. The ZAP proxy mostly and Bob suit is capable of intercepting it, changing it to whatever they want. If you put A there, they change it to B or C or D. Sometimes when they go shopping, something that is $10, they can change it to $1. Something that is $100, they can change it to $1 and check out. It is quite possible, right? But like I said, this is just for training purposes. And once you have those tools and you know how to use them, you should try and understand that you should use it within the confine of the law so that you won't put yourself into trouble. Thank you.